and simulation research. And in quality, there is no such classification. It's just qualitative approach. Let's see one by one what is quantitative and what is qualitative. So very first in the quantitative category was inferential approach. As the name says, inferential means you are making some inferences. You are identifying something from established data, like to form a database from which to infer some conclusions, something which you are deriving from different characteristics or relationships of population. I hope you all know this word population here does not mean the population of any country. It is the sample wala jo population hota hai, in which the population which pertains to your research, or the environment which pertains to your research, right? So usually means survey research where a sample of population is studied to determine its characteristics. Whether, suppose we take an example, whether the students are satisfied from a particular course or not, then in this the characteristics will be you have to take some survey, you have to do some survey of the students, having questions like, are you satisfied with the curriculum, are you satisfied with the coverage of subject, etc. So this will form a survey, and when you research on this population, the population will be everyone who is in that course studying that particular paper. So this will be the population for that particular research. Okay, so this is what population word here I simplified it. What is population here? So, and this is when you draw some conclusions out of any research, then it is inferential approach. Then next one is experimental research. Some variables are manipulated to observe their effect on other variables. All the cause and effect relationship research are experimental research. If you are analyzing, suppose, sales with respect to time, and you take a constraint that the sales of, say, PPE kit during COVID times, if you are doing this research and analyzing how the sales patterns goes, then that will be experimental research, right? So what you are doing, you are analyzing a cause and effect relationship between two variables and trying to manipulate one variable, right? You are manipulating by restricting the environment or by changing the quantities in that variable. So that research, kind of research, is known as experimental research. The next one is simulation. Simulation is the word used for generating an artificial environment, right? Many of you might have interest in doing car racing games or bike racing games, etc. are there, which you play on your laptops or your screens or your mobile screens. That is basically simulation, right? They are using an artificial environment, and if you are using that artificial environment to identify a solution to a problem, or to identify a pattern, or to study relationship between two variables, then that will become your simulation research. These kind of research are basically used when highly amount of practical work related to science and technology is incorporated in your research. Then we use simulation approach. The next is qualitative approach. Quality, when you analyze attitudes, opinions, and behavior. These kind of researches are very much common in your market research related to businesses. Right? When you are analyzing business, when you are analyzing customer satisfaction, employee satisfaction, or human resource related problem, personnel related problems, then we use this qualitative approach in which we determine attitudes, opinions, and behaviors of individual. So it is not subjected to rigorous quantitative analysis. There are no like rigorous quantitative analysis you are doing integration or differentiation to reach towards a conclusion. In qualitative research, simple statistics and simple presentation of the statements are done to identify the attitudes, opinions, and behaviors about a particular project which you are going to take or which you are willing to. So this is basically types of research from the viewpoint of application, objectives, and inquiry mode. When it comes to application, we have pure research and applied research. Applied, which is being generated from which are already established theory. If there is an already established theory and you are applying something from that, then that is applied research. Pure research is you are basically identifying or searching something new. Then on the basis of objectives, we have descriptive research and exploratory research. In descriptive research, we generally study, we describe the characteristics of the problem which you are taken, and exploratory is related to your cause and effect analysis. Also, we have two more in objective category. The one is correlational research and the other one is explanatory research. When you are doing a detailed explanation of any phenomena of any theory, then that becomes explanatory research. And in correlationist research, we generally analyze the relationship between two or more variables. Can any one of you tell me, is there any statistical tool for analyzing correlation? Are you aware with any statistical tool which helps in analyzing correlation? Can anyone please relate to that?
Oh, ma'am.
Yes.
I don't.
Yes, Akhil. Can you name any correlation technique?
No, ma'am. No.
No, you don't know. Okay, I'll tell you. There are many techniques from which you can analyze correlation, as you has Carl Pearson's coefficient of correlation, in which you analyze the relationship between two variables, say demand or supply or something. Then you use this Carl Pearson's coefficient. And there is one more coefficient for correlation in which you can give ranks to your outcomes, like first, second, third, and fourth. When you provide ranks to your different outcomes, for that purpose, you can use Spearman's rank correlation. These are the techniques studied in statistics. If you have gone through your syllabus of quantitative techniques for managers in first semester, then you might be aware. भूल जाते हैं हम, it's okay. So Carl Pearson's
याद आ गया.
याद आ गया. Okay, that's good then. And there is one more thing. Yeah. Someone is saying something.
मैम y एक्सिस और x एक्सिस जो है वो होता है ना, इंडिकेट करता है एक दूसरे को, और y एक्सिस जो होता है x को शो करता है, रिलेशन बताता है ना उन दोनों का बीच में.
हाँ, वो सारे ग्राफ्स जो होते हैं सब में y एक्सिस और x एक्सिस यूज होता है, और रिलेशनशिप एस्टेब्लिश करने के लिए ही हम उन ग्राफ्स को यूज करते हैं. और उसमें जनरली स्कैटर डायग्राम जो होता है वो भी कोरिलेशन की एक टेक्निक होती है. एंड वी ऑल्सो हैव वन मोर टेक्निक जिसे हम स्टैटिस्टिक्स में ट्रेंड एनालिसिस बोलते हैं या रिग्रेशन एनालिसिस बोलते हैं. उसमें भी आप एक दूसरे का कॉज एंड इफेक्ट रिलेशनशिप और रिलेशन बिटवीन द टू वेरिएबल्स एनालाइज.
दो वेरिएबल्स को जानने के लिए हम इसको यूज करते हैं.
ये जितने मैंने आपको बताए हैं ये दो वेरिएबल्स के ही हैं. बायवेरिएट एनालिसिस जो बहुत सारे वेरिएबल्स का एनालिसिस होता है उसके लिए अलग टेक्निक्स यूज होती हैं. ये जितने भी मैंने आपको बताए हैं, स्पीयर्समैन रैंक छोड़ करके, कार्ल पियर्सन्स ट्रेंड एंड रिग्रेशन, दीज आर बेसिकली यूज्ड फॉर two variables only.
Okay.
The next thing, the viewpoint for analyzing research is inquiry mode, and in which we have quantitative and qualitative research. And one more thing, your research can be descriptive and qualitative, or descriptive or quantitative means it can be combination of these research also. If you are analyzing such phenomena in which you are using explanation also and you are deriving some quantitative analysis also, then your research will be a combination. So like 100% classification of any research isn't possible, but these are simple classification, and on the basis of the nature of your research, you can identify whether your research belongs to application objectives or inquiry mode. I hope all these types of research is clear to everyone. Can I move to next slide?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, basic versus applied. To determine and establish fundamental facts and relationship with a discipline or field of study, we call this basic research, and undertaking specifically for the purpose of obtaining information for a particular problem. So the research projects which you are going to make in your MMPC001, I think MMPP001 will be your applied research, where you identify a problem and you suggest solution to that problem in your entire project. Though I have explained, let's just look to objective-based research, descriptive research. There is no control over variables. You cannot change or you cannot alter the variables. You only describe a state of affairs, how these are being done in present, how things are being done in present, and you can only report them. That is descriptive research. And in analytics, critical evaluation is made. You can analyze something only. Analysis means that you are critically evaluating something. Then conceptual and empirical research, where abstract ideas and theory, and you want to develop new concept, or you can reinterpret existing ones. So this is empirical. What is empirical research? Database research. It relies on experience, observations. Here, the tool questionnaire is very useful in empirical research if you are doing that. Then quantitative and qualitative, we have already discussed what is quantitative and qualitative. With respect to the previous classification, there are some other types of research also, like cross-sectional research. Research is confined to a single time period. You are not using a many time period frames, but you are using a single time period. Then let's say 1 year or something, then that is cross-sectional research. And next is longitudinal research, when you carried over several time periods. You are doing your research again and again. You are performing your experiment again and again, say for several time periods, to identify whether it holds true in every kind of environment or not. So that will be longitudinal research. Then field setting, laboratory or simulation, completely dependent on environment. Clinical research, generally done for your drugs and etc. testing, and they are totally dependent on case study method. Then we have diagnostic research, in-depth approaches to reach basic. ये थोड़ा सा spelling mistake हो गया है. It is causal relationship, cause and effect relationship. Then historical research utilizes historical sources like documents and remains. There are so many researches right now going on related to the analyzing the factors whether Indian mythology holds true or not. That is historical research. And also the research related to remains or the fossils are historical research, in which they identify the characteristics. And there is also a research being conducted for identifying the age of Earth, how old is our Earth. So all these research are basically historical research. Now there are some problems which are generally encountered by the researcher. Let's see those problems. The very first thing is lack of scientific training. Scientific training, what is scientific word whenever it is used? It means it is a systematic approach in which the methods are already established and you have to follow those methods particularly step by step so that you can do a research. And if you don't know those methods, then your research may not hold true or may not be fruitful. You might be assuming something incorrect and proving that incorrect thing to be true. So if there is lack of scientific training, this is the basic thing researchers face these times, because when you are doing research, you must be knowing what everything about the statistics and many things related to your quantitative analysis plus your research methodology. All these three things, all these combination will help you in doing a particular complete research. So if you have all the aspects, if you have covered all the aspects and methods, then only your research will be fruitful. But you just see, you study statistics or quants in first semester and you are studying RM in third semester. So the criteria can be lost somewhere, right? As I asked about, correlation, I have to remind you what were the methods for analyzing correlation. So lack of scientific training is the basic problem which is encountered by researchers. And many researchers undertake research work without having actual knowledge of the research methods. If you don't know different research methods and you are doing a research, then it can go in vain. Okay. So before understanding the research projects, researchers should be well equipped with all the methodological aspects of research. The next problem is time management. Spending ample time in learning the skills and practical implementation consumes a lot of time. And there is one more problem related to this. Now, every kind of research is being done through the softwares which are available for doing research and statistics easily, right? So what is happening these times? Suppose if you take one software, that is SPSS. It is by IBM, statistical packages for something like that. I just forgot the full form for this, but it is a software for statistical packages. And if you learn this, suppose you take 1 or 2 months to understand what is SPSS. What the technology or the time is doing, they developed a new kind of software, a new kind of programming, which is R programming now. Now you have learned SPSS, but into criteria of 2 months, there is another software available for doing research, and another upgraded software, which is our program. And now we have AIs also for doing research. So it is actually very difficult for a person to understand whether he or she should learn SPSS or R programming or go through AI directly. And these all are very time consuming. And in today's world, nothing is like calculating on your hands. You have to do every kind of research on these softwares only. So choose wisely whenever you are going to make your project. You can use Excel also. It's okay, it's just an MBA project. So learning these softwares and projects require a lot of time. In such a scenario, taking out time for intense research is basically impossible, because time constraints are always is the problem which a researcher face. The next problem is of quantity of literature. Now, suppose if you are doing an analysis and that analysis requires two variables. The one is demand and the other one is supply. Now, you know how many theories are there already established on demand and supply right from Marshall till date. And in any research, what you do, you have to identify the gap between the theories or between the established research, and then do your research to fulfill that gap. And if you want to analyze demand and supply, then the amount of literature that is available to you is in multiples of hundreds. There are so many books, so many websites, so many contributors. So the problem arises here is what to read and what not to read to identify a true gap between the study of demand and supply. So if you are, suppose you are doing any research motivational techniques. There are ample amount of motivational techniques already established by researcher, and you have by different authors are there, by different contributors, by different motivators. So you have to be very specific, or you have to find out the sources, you have to search new sources, so that the research which you are going to take is actually a gap. It should not be the copy of what has already been established or already been proved. So this is quantity of literature that is available is very vast these days. Then implementing quality of writing within literature review. Literature review is basically you are analyzing each and every point of demand and supply, and you are writing whether this writer has said this and this economic expert has said this about demand and supply and this had said this. So it is a very extensive, and you need a quality of writing within the literature review, right? So that it should be well connected towards your gap. It leads towards the gap which you are going to pertain in your research. So that quality of writing is required. Nowadays, it has become easy with the help of softwares like Grammarly, where you can easily analyze your mistakes, your language errors with that for writing a good quality content. But you should have content now for that. So researcher need to interpret the literature and be able to position it within the context of this study. You have to identify what literature is related to your study and how it is related to your study. Then only there will be quality in writing the literature review. The next common factor, this is the common factor in every aspect of human's life. If you are doing anything, you can feel at any point of time lack of confidence, low self-esteem, less motivated. And in research, when you are doing any research or making any project, then it will be more, because you will have a whole lot of work to do, and you have to perform a quality work for doing a research. So just try to overcome this lack of confidence or lack of motivation by always remembering that if you are not gaining anything, then also you are learning so much, right? If you are not gaining any particular thing, then also you are learning, right? If you are not gaining your ultimate goal, you are gaining experience. Okay. The next is concerned that the researchers, it is still too broad or too narrow, right? This can be there when you are choosing your topic of research. You can be too broad. If you are doing a very broad category of research, then that is actually going to very, very difficult for you to analyze in a frame of time, right? Suppose you are analyzing the motivational techniques in banking sector. If you take this, you know the amount of banks which we have, private sector, means we have commercial banks, we have public banks, and in that also we have so many number of banks, and analyzing the motivational techniques and the individuals will become so extensive that I don't think that you can reach towards conclusion on this on 6 months, right? So it should not be like that. Your topic should not be this much broad, and it should not be too narrow, like you are analyzing the motivation techniques of SBI and just single branch. That is suppose in your South City, there are only 10 to 12 employees. So this is also too narrow. You can do the research 100%, but you cannot generalize the results because sample will be too small, right? So you want to generalize the results in every research, then you have to take moderate. Your topic should be moderate enough, not too broad, not too narrow. A lot of time and energy is spent on tracing books, journals, and reports, but nowadays it has become easy. You can say easy also, but it is difficult also. You can have books, journals, and reports on internet. But I suggest go through some, established books and journals and reports Like you can get some books and journals and reports related to your research on academia. So go through some, trusted website. Not like every website, books and journals and reports are 100% correct. Okay. Also, many of the libraries are not able to get copies of new reports because publications take time. So this can also be a hindrance for a researcher to conduct a research. So this is all about what is research and how the research is conducted. The next topic is related to levels of measurement. Measurement is very much required in any research because in any research you are using variables and variables are to be measured. As you know, temperature can be measured in Celsius and Fahrenheit. In the same way, attitudes can be measured. So this measurement is basically done on four basic scales are there in research, and that is nominal scale, ordinal scale, interval scale, or ratio scale. So the variables which you are going to study in your research will be either nominal, ordinal, interval, or ratio. And it is very much important for a researcher to identify whether your research is using variables, they are nominal, ordinal, interval, or ratio research. Then only you can perform any statistics if you know whether your data is nominal, ordinal, or interval, or ratio. If you don't know, then you cannot apply any statistics in your research. And a research without a statistics is actually no research, because you need to generalize your identified results, and that can only be done with statistics. So let's take nominal and ordinal, interval, and ratio. We should understand what is this. I'll try to make you clear the meanings of nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. So basically your nominal and ordinal ratios are qualitative measures, and these are classified into non-numeric categories. And interval and ratio are quantitative measures. Measurement is numerical. We generally in research, we use the word Neuer for this. You have to identify. It is a very big question whether your studying variable is nominal, ordinal, interval, or ratio. Now let's talk about the nominal. So the nominal type scale, also known as qualitative scales, that differentiate between items or subjects on the basis of names or categories or qualities. Suppose you are studying something on male and female. You give one number for male and two for female, right? So this is your nominal scale where you just categorize, right? Only categorization is done in nominal scale. Right? If you are using, suppose, any style or any biological species, you are giving numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. So it is only a categorization. Right? So categories or names or qualities, then that is nominal scale. 1 and 2. 1 implies for male, 2 implies for female. Okay. So nominal scale is where you are only representing the characteristic, or you are differentiating between items. That will be your nominal scale. A nominal scale represents lower level of measurement. It is the lowest level of measurement. Such scales classify persons, objects into two or more categories. Suppose you are doing any research and that research is related to your age group and satisfaction with your product, and you classify it into, suppose you are saying that I will classify the category into 1 year to 20 years, then 20 to 40 years, 40 to 60 years, and 60 and above, right? And you are classifying these categories of ages and giving them numbers like 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this scale 1, 2, 3, 4 for this classification will be nominal. It is only categorizing and doing nothing, just categorizing your age category. So What is nominal? Nominal is name. आप सिर्फ name दे रहे हो. Lowest level of measurement. Discrete categories. They are not related to each other. There is no natural order. 1, 2, 3, 4 doesn't mean that one comes first or second comes second or third comes third. It's simple category. Categorical and dichotomous, and may be referred to as qualitative and categorical, like gender, okay, group membership, experimental, placebo, routine, etc., which I told you earlier also. Now you should understand, uh, or it is the lowest level. It is only used for classifying, and its order is arbitrary. It's not in a particular set of order. Now, next comes the ordinal scale. Ordinal scales classifies but also ranks them. When you are ranking someone or some categories, then that will be your ordinal scale. It is related to relative position, right? There will be positions in that. So ordinal scale can determine whether an object has more or less of characteristics than some object. The thing which you use is, suppose you are analyzing customer satisfaction and you have categorized into satisfied, neutral, or dissatisfied. So this, if you are giving 3 marks for three category for this and 2 for neutral and 1 for dissatisfied, then this 3, 2, 1 will be your ordinal scale, where 3 has the highest importance, then 2, and then 1. So this will be your ordinal scale. It permits researchers to rank or order the respondents or their responses. So, like this, relative rankings, there is unknown distance between ranking. 0 is arbitrary. Likert scales are used. Basically, Likert जो थे एक person थे जिन्होंने 5 पॉइंट स्केल बनाया था, 3 पॉइंट स्केल भी बनाया था. ये आप अधिकतर हर रिसर्च के क्वेश्चनेयर में देखोगे, इसमें यही हाईली सेटिस्फाइड, सेटिस्फाइड, न्यूट्रल, हाईली डिससेटिस्फाइड, डिससेटिस्फाइड, इस तरीके की कैटेगरीज, हाईली मोटिवेटेड, मोटिवेटेड, न्यूट्रल, देन ये जो कैटेगरीज होती हैं, दीज 5 पॉइंट स्केल्स, ये सब लिकर्ट ने बनाए थे, इसलिए हमने उसको लिकर्ट स्केल्स बोलना शुरू कर दिया. जनरली सोशो इकोनॉमिक स्टेटस का आप एग्जाम्पल ले सकते हो, लो, मिडिल एंड हाई स्टेटस जो होता है उसको, और किसी साइज को इफ यू वांट टू डिटरमाइन, देन स्मॉल, मीडियम, लार्ज. सो दिस काइंड ऑफ स्केल इज यूज्ड when you want to rank something or compare something. Customer satisfaction, like then, are you very satisfied, satisfied, neither satisfied nor dissatisfied, dissatisfied or very dissatisfied. And movie ratings, all these things are basically relative, and these use ordinal scales. Now, what measures you can do in our, say, the previous one, in nominal scales, now we cannot add, subtract, or multiply. They are just representing. You cannot add 2 plus 1 and 3. 1 is male and 2 is for female. You cannot add that. So in ordinal, data can be counted or ordered. It can be counted or ordered, but it cannot be measured, right? So jitna bhi statistics you can use are related to positional averages. I have told you in central tendency we have mean, median, mode, percentile, quartile, decile, in which except mean, other are basically central tendency related to position. So in ordinal scale, you can use median, percentile, semi-quartile, or rank order coefficients of correlation, like Spearman rank correlation, you can use in your ordinal data. Next comes interval scales. Interval scales indicate order and also the distance in the order. Those orders must be on same distance, then that is called an interval scales. Let's see some examples. Like equal distance between values. 0 is arbitrary in this also. And what are the different tests which we can do? for interval scales are ordered categories, equal differences, zero is arbitrary, like temperature, elevation, and time we can measure. Possible measures which we can do are mean, all ordinary tests like Spearman rank correlation, etc. We can take median, mean also in this, standard deviation, and addition and subtraction. The only thing which we cannot do in interval scale, we cannot multiply the numbers, cannot multiply or divide. Next come ratio scale. It is the highest level of measurement and has the properties of all other three levels. It means that all the tests and all aspects of statistics can be done on this type of scale, which is your ratio scale. For example, heartbeats per minute has a very natural 0.0 means no heartbeat. 1 means 1 heartbeat per minute, and so on. The simple is weight in grams is also a ratio variable. Again, the zero value is meaningful. 0 gram means absence of weight, like nothing. There 0 is arbitrary, which has no value, right? There and here it has some weightage. So a ratio scale generally used for weight, height, pulse, blood pressure, time, Kelvin, degrees, etc. It is most precise, ordered, exact value, equal intervals, and has natural zero. And one more thing you should understand, the research which you people are going to do in your MMPP01 or the project which you are going to take if in you are doing some HR related researches or market customer related researches, then those researches will be based on ordinal scales. You might be using some nominal scales also, like identifying the age, characterizing the gender or the income, categorizing the data on the basis of the level of income. But if you are analyzing satisfaction and making some questions for analyzing satisfaction, then that will be your ordinal scale. Ratio scales are generally for science related researches. So generally we use ordinal scales in researches related to customer satisfaction or market research about any products and etc. So in ratio, all possible operations are possible. All operations are possible. Descriptive and inferential statistics can be used and can add, subtract, multiply, and divide. Okay. So these were the basic noise. The noise of, you can say, research methodology: nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio. I hope this nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio is clear. Sometimes it becomes difficult to identify whether your variable you are studying is related to nominal, ordinal, interval, or ratio. So you can go through this check. If that is ordered, right? If you are identifying and there is a order of, or there is an arrangement in present in your research, then you should go, yes, it can be ordinal, okay, not nominal. Then if it is yes, then identify whether those order has difference, the difference between the order is same or not, right? So if the difference is not same, then your result is ordinal. And if the difference is same, then the next question, which is zero, means none. If zero is arbitrary, yes, then it is real.
Good afternoon, dear learners.
Good afternoon, madam.
Can we start MMPC 16 right now in this session?
Yeah. Just let me know my screen is visible to you all or not.
It's visible, ma'am.
Okay, so we
Okay,
should
ma'am.
continue.
Yes, ma'am. One more thing, ma'am. While during your lecture, this subject or single lecture, you will take more lecture for this subject.
One more.
One more, no, ma'am?
Only 2 lectures are allotted, okay? So I will try to cover the blocks. Actually, there are 4 blocks now. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah, I will try to cover how much I can cover in 2 lectures, okay?
Okay.
So we should continue with our subject, that is international business management. Yes?
Yes.
So what is international business? It is all commercial transaction between parties in 2 or more countries. Business is what? Buying and selling of products. Now, business can be classified into domestic and international business. What is domestic? When a business is done within the geographical boundaries. Okay? You all have must read business environment. Geographical boundaries and political boundaries are 2 different things. Are you familiar with this term?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. What is geographical boundary and what is political boundary? Can anyone tell?
Within the country, that is geographical within the country.
Yeah. What is political boundary? GDP, GNP, everything is studied in business environment. Now, in GDP and in GNP, we consider geographical boundary and political boundary. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, geographical boundaries are the boundaries that are drawn on our map. Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Those are the geographical boundary. But political boundaries are those like if a aeroplane flies from India to Australia. So it is in the political boundary. It is working in the political boundary. It has crossed the geographical boundary, but yet the political boundary is there. The earning of the aeroplane flying from India to Australia and then back from Australia to India will be in for India only. So that is political boundary. Understood? Now,
Can we elaborate with it one more example, ma'am?
with one more example, like a person who is working somewhere in Australia or somewhere in other any country outside India, he's earning there.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, but while when we consider GDP, while we calculate GDP, we won't include his earnings.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, in
Yes.
GDP.
Yes. Yes.
But while considering our GNP, we will include his earnings. GDP and GNP familiar? GDP is gross domestic product and GNP is gross national product. Okay?
Yes.
So while calculating GNP, हम उसे count करेंगे. We will count his income. So that means political boundary. अब समझ में आया?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay? So continued. So these transactions include the transfer of goods, service, technology, and capital to other countries and involve export and import. Now, what is why international business? It has many options for doing. It includes exporting and importing goods and services, giving license to produce goods in the host country, obviously starting a joint venture with a company, opening a branch for producing and distributing goods in the host country, and providing managerial service to companies in the host country. These are the many options why we go for international business. Now, international business can either be private or government business and relationship across political boundaries in the country. Now, political boundary is explain to all of you. Now, it may be profit or non-profit. International business can be a profit. Any business can be a profit or non-profit oriented, and so do with international business. These combine selling and buying of goods services across political boundaries of the country, and it generally requires to deal with the maintenance and development of multinational operations across national boundaries, borders or boundaries. Okay, so in international business, we do export, import, we do these kinds of ventures. Uh, we deal with the complex market structure in international business. Now, what does international business managers do? They must understand the importance of domestic and international laws, because आप domestic country में काम कर रहे हो और जिस other country के साथ आपको work करना है, you should understand the laws, rules and regulation, the political science, sociology, psychology, economics and geography. What does this mean? Anyone? Why we are talking about this political science, sociology, psychology, economics and geography? Why international business managers should understand the importance of all these things? Any
because
idea?
they have to deal with different person, different the person who have different background, like geographical background different, psychology also different. From if we compare UK
Yeah,
peoples and Indian peoples, they're different. So we need to focus
yeah.
all these
Because
aspects
the
of it.
psychology of Indian customers and psychology of Australian customer will be different. Yes? So they should know, they should be familiar with all these terms. The economy of India, the economy of the other country from which they are doing international business is different. So, and they must have the knowledge about the competitive dimensions of the international business environment. What are the competitive dimensions that are there in international business environment? Dealing in domestic environment and international environment are totally different. Now, why there is need of international business? More and more firms around the world are going global, including manufacturing, service, art, film and music companies. All are going global. What is international business management? The management of business operation of an organization that conduct business in more than one country. International business management is the management of those organizations who are working for more than one country. And international management requires knowledge and skills that normal business expertise, such as familiarity with the business regulations of the nations in which the organization operates. Obviously, one should be familiar. If working in some other country or some other country is working with our country, they should be familiar with the rules, regulation, the laws, the customer base, the mindset of the customer, everything. Now, what are the features of international business? First, large scale operation,
Excuse
obviously.
me, excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Can you run this slide on the full screen mode, ma'am? Because right now you're not running your slide in a full screen mode, so your content is not visible
Is
to
it
me. Because
is it visible now properly?
can you run on a full slide mode, ma'am? Control F5.
Yeah, it's on full slide mode.
Okay.
Is it visible now properly?
Yes. Yes.
Yes. It's on
Yes.
full screen mode now. Now, large scale operation. What does large scale operation means? As n number of customers are to be dealt and n numbers of quantities are to be supplied. So Large scale operation, a large
Meena, it's
customer
not
base.
visible. Slide is not visible in the full screen mode. Please maximize the screen actually, because the extreme left hand side, all the contents are visible. If you maximize the screen, then left hand side content will not be visible. So please maximize the screen. Now it is okay. Fine,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay. Now, large scale operations, I have explained integration of economies. Integration of economies means that economies of scale. Are you familiar with this term? What does economies of scale mean?
No, ma'am. Can you explain that?
No.
It's normal scale.
Yeah. Economy of scale means producing any product or any goods in 100 number of quantities, in one number, in 100 number, and in 1000 number. There is a difference in producing this product in this quantity, in this number of quantity. Yes. कोई भी प्रोडक्ट जब आप एक नंबर एक क्वांटिटी में बनाओगे, सिंगल क्वांटिटी में, या 100 क्वांटिटीज में बनाओगे या 1000 क्वांटिटीज में बनाओगे, तो क्या डिफरेंस आएगा प्रोडक्ट बनाने में? व्हाट विल बी द
कॉस्ट भी
डिफरेंस इन
ज्यादा लगेगी।
मेकिंग? कॉस्ट ज्यादा
कॉस्ट
लगेगी,
लेबर चार्ज ज्यादा लगेगा,
लेबर कॉस्ट ज्यादा लगेगी. एनीवन एल्स?
Product cost
सारा
reduced,
रिक्वायर्ड
right?
होगा।
The product cost will be final product cost will be reduced.
फाइनल प्रोडक्ट कॉस्ट जो होगी वो रिड्यूस हो जाएगी. दिस इज द मीनिंग ऑफ इकोनॉमीज ऑफ स्केल. जब हम कोई भी प्रोडक्ट 100 नंबर, 200 नंबर, 1000 नंबर एंड इन n नंबर्स बनाते हैं, तो प्रोडक्ट कॉस्ट जो होती है वो रिड्यूस हो जाती है. ओके, सो इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ इकोनॉमी विल help in reducing the product cost. Now, dominated by developed countries and MNCs, it is a fact that international business is always dominated by developed countries and multinational companies. There are multiple players working in international business, and similarly in developed country they are producing, yeah, they have equipment, so uh, with the help of which they develop uh, products, skill products, or we could say ki techno skill product, new technologies induced products. Okay, so they are dominated, international business is always dominated by developed countries and MNCs. Like example we take for electronic goods. For electronic goods, China is the best place. Yes.
Well, best place on cheap electronic goods, not the best electronic goods. Best place for the cheap electronic goods.
Yeah. So this is the meaning. They are dominated by developed country. Cheap electronic products are developed by China. Or not go with products. अब कोई भी प्रोडक्ट बनाने के लिए हम बहुत सारे they are n numbers of products which are used to make a full products. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So assembling also, for assembling the product to make it a full product, it is dominated by China.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Now benefit to participating country, obviously if you are participating, आप डेवलप कंट्री में पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हो या डेवलप्ड कंट्री आपकी कंट्री में पार्टिसिपेट कर रही है, तो बिजनेस करने से उनको बेनिफिट मिलेगा. बेनिफिट इन द सेंस, हमारे यहाँ लेबर सस्ता है, we have cheap labor, so we are the main source for this BPO and KPOs. People pursue to reach India for this purpose. Okay, keen competition, there will be many number of players and many competition will be there, keen competition will be there. Special role of science and technology. When we deal in domestic business, जो हमारे पास होता है, जो technologies हमारे पास होती हैं, हम उनको specific करके we work to make the product. But when we deal in international business, जो competitors होते हैं, the technologies they are using, the way they are making the products, we do R&D for that also and try to implement it in our business. And International restriction. Obviously, in international business, there are international restrictions. Now, what is the nature of international business? Accurate. First nature is accurate information for appropriate decision and timely information. Accurate information, if it does not come on time, it is useless. Then it should be in large in order to have impact on foreign economy. The size of international business should be large in order. अगर हम फॉरेन इकोनॉमीज में इम्पैक्ट देखना चाहते हैं तो इट शुड बी इन लार्ज, हमें मेनी कंट्री को रीच करना पड़ेगा. एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द इंटरनेशनल बिजनेस हाउसेस सेगमेंट देयर मार्केट, geographical segmentation, segmenting, targeting and positioning on many geographical segmentation and other factors you must have all studied. Okay, so these are the these are the segments on which segments are made in international business. Now, what are the different forms of international business? Exporting, licensing, franchising, joint venture, management contract, turnkey project, strategic international alliances, and direct foreign investment or foreign direct investment, FDI. Now, what is exporting? Import or export, inflow and selling of goods from and to home country from outside. Either inflow or outflow of goods, that is export and import. Export is outflow of goods and import is inflow of goods from other country. Now, licensing, a standardized product with ownership rights can be distributed using licensing. What is licensing? We distribute right of ownership, yes, in licensing. Now, in franchising, parent company give the right to company to carry the business on their own name. That is franchising. Outsourcing and offshoring, it means giving out of the contract to international firm for certain business purpose. Outsourcing and offshore sourcing is this, giving contract. In turnkey project also, we give the project to the other company to continue the overall project to some any foreign country uh, client. We give the project in turnkey project, we give the whole project to that company. Now, joint venture and strategic partnership, it is an agreement between two company. Joint venture, as the term suggests, to where the business has to be conducted between two companies. One is international and then the other is domestic. There is joint venture or strategic partnership. Multinational companies that are conducting business in more than one country. And FDI, it investment made by an individual or a company located in one country to the business interest located in another foreign country. FDI, obviously business interest, looking over the sources available in the other country, then only the other company pursue for FDI. Now, what is a domestic business? As said, it is a business conducted in a single country and it includes local retailers, restaurant, agriculture enterprise, small service firms, and many. Now, what is the difference between international business and domestic business?
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, in the last slide you discussed licensing, and the one more term is franchising. So
Yeah.
what is the difference between both? Because in the both case we are giving a right to sell the product company in his own name. So what is the
Yes.
difference between licensing and franchising?
Anyone will in franchisee, we provide the other company the right to carry the business on the person name. Okay, on the person name he could carry the business, like franchisee of different these
Like
we take the
Haldiram
play group.
distribute their franchisee.
Yeah.
Haldiram share their franchisee on
Haldiram
different.
ya any play group schools you take, they are giving franchisee. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So they are taking certain amounts and the they are giving the ownership to them only. They are not having control over the profit sharing. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
But in licensing agreement, it applies to trademarks. In licensing, it applies to trademarks. It only give you license sell goods under their trademarks. They license you to sell the goods under your trademarks. Okay. They do
What is
not
the
allow to run the they do not allow you to run the business on their name. समझ में आया?
but like ma'am, same thing we are doing in franchisee na. In Haldiram, we are run your business on in the name of Haldiram only.
हाँ, तो हल्दीराम में हम हल्दीराम के नाम से बिजनेस रन कर रहे हैं ना.
Yes, ma'am.
बट इन लाइसेंसिंग हम नेम से ट्रेडमार्क यूज कर रहे हैं उनका सिर्फ.
इसका एग्जांपल क्या होगा लाइसेंसिंग में?
लाइसेंसिंग का एग्जांपल आई विल टेल यू. लाइक फ्रेंचाइजी का मैकडोनल्ड्स है, सबवे है, देयर आर मेनी. बट इन केस ऑफ लाइक मिकी माउस, जो भी ऐसे कैरेक्टर्स होते हैं जो उनका हम यूज करते हैं, उनके स्टिकर्स या हम प्रिंटिंग में यूज करते हैं किसी प्रोडक्ट के ऊपर, कोई भी ऐसा जो कैरेक्टर होता है, सो योर ट्रेडमार्क इज यूज्ड. समझ में आया? नो
मैम एग्जांपल से मतलब फ्रेंचाइजी तो क्लियर है, क्लियर मैम फ्रेंचाइजी, बट लाइसेंसिंग इन द फील्ड ऑफ लाइसेंसिंग देयर इज नो एनी जनरल एग्जांपल ना, बिकॉज़ इफ यू
तो लाइसेंसिंग का जनरल एग्जांपल मैं दे तो रही हूँ. द ट्रेडमार्क्स ऑफ मिकी माउस, द ट्रेडमार्क्स, कोई भी ऐसा कैरेक्टर जिसका हम वो यूज कर रहे हैं.
मैम बट वी डिडंट सपोज आई एम कॉपिंग द मिकी माउस इन माय नोटबुक, बट आई डिडंट टेक एनी लाइसेंसिंग फॉर दैट ना. Nowadays in every notebook we are using the Mickey Mouse or like anything, but for that we don't need license.
Yeah,
but in this case the license,
but
we need
you
license.
don't license when you are dealing. आप खुद print कर रहे हो. Like Coca-Cola, take the example of Coca-Cola. The company Coca-Cola license its brands to companies in each categories. Okay. रेंट करता है अपना ब्रांड नेम. वो कोका कोला अपना ब्रांड नेम रेंट करता है. ओके, इट इज an example of licensing. Coca-Cola won't give franchisee. Now, what are the difference between international business and domestic business? Buyers and sellers. Obviously, n numbers of buyers and sellers are there, and there are limited. National people participate. I think we should skip with this difference. You could understand it. I will provide you my PPT. Now, what are the drivers of international business? What are the key drivers of international business? Higher rate of profit. Yes, as profit is there high, so people want to pursue for international business. Expanding the production capacities. Obviously, because in international business, we have to deal with n number of customers, so we have to expand the production capacities. Limited home market. जब हमारे पास limited home market होता है तो भी हम international business की तरफ move करते हैं. Political stability versus political instability. If there is political instability or political stability, a government or the policies are fixed, they are promoting only limited number of players, then also we move towards international business. Availability of technology and competent human resources. If these are there or these are there present in any other country, then also we move towards international business. High cost of transportation. There is high cost of transportation in international business. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So how?
Yes, ma'am.
How it is a driver? how it is a driver if the transportation cost is high? Transportation cost is
but
always
ma'am,
high
but
when we deal
overall,
with limited products. Okay?
okay.
When we deal with huge number of products, then obviously economies of scale की जो बात मैंने करी है, it includes everything. Now availability of raw material, if raw material is available some in other country at low rates, then also, then these LPG reforms, the liberalization and globalization, the privatization, these are also the drivers of international business. When did this LPG reform came in India? Anyone? No idea? Yes or no?
1991, madam. 1991.
Yes. The crisis that came in India, after that, this LPG reform came. The IMF provided the funds on certain, we could say कि कुछ रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशंस, उन्होंने अपने रूल्स एंड रेगुलेशन को फिट करने के लिए emphasize किया इंडिया to introduce this LPG reforms. Okay, now what are the different theories of international business? In business environment, you must have studied the theories. Now, theory of mercantilism, that is the oldest theory. What does it say? Anyone? Didn't remember? Anyone? याद नहीं है?
मैम याद नहीं आई फिलहाल।
Yes, theory of mercantilism क्या कहती थी कि more and more export and import less. जब आप स्केल पे, मेजरिंग स्केल पे एक्सपोर्ट ज्यादा करोगे और इंपोर्ट कम करोगे तो आप बैलेंस ऑफ पेमेंट को प्रमोट कर पाओगे. और मर्केंटाइलिज्म थ्योरी में इट वाज सेड कि गोल्ड या जो भी ये बुलियन करेंसीज होती हैं, दे improve the economy wealth, it was said. So जो भी transactions होते थे, it was done in bullion currencies only. Now the other theory was absolute advantage theory. Absolute advantage theory क्या कहती थी? It says that जिस भी products को हम जिस में हम एक्सपर्टाइज्ड हैं या जिसकी हमारे पास डेफिशिएंसी है, उसको हम इंपोर्ट करेंगे. जिसमें हमारी कॉस्ट ज्यादा लग रही है, जिसको बनाने में या हमारा लेबर ज्यादा यूज हो रहा है, उसे हम इंपोर्ट करेंगे. और जिस प्रोडक्ट की कॉस्ट हमें कम हो रही है या हमारा जो लेबर है, कैपिटल है, हमारा इवॉल्व होके वो बन जा रहा है, और अदर कंट्री को हम उसको एक्सपोर्ट करेंगे. जिसमें हम एक्सपर्टाइज्ड हैं उसको एक्सपोर्ट करेंगे, और जिसमें हम एक्सपर्टाइज नहीं है उसे हम इंपोर्ट करेंगे. एब्सोल्यूट एडवांटेज थ्योरी said this. It was given by Adam Smith in 1976. Now, then comes the theory of comparative advantage. कंपैरेटिव एडवांटेज थ्योरी क्या कहती है? हम अपनी कंट्री के दो प्रोडक्ट्स को कंपेयर करते हैं. ऐसा है कि हम वीट में भी सफिशिएंट है और हम राइस में भी सफिशिएंट है, बट हम किसे एक्सपोर्ट करें और इन दोनों प्रोडक्ट में से हम किसे एक्सपोर्ट करें? व्हेन दिस थॉट कम, तो हम अपनी प्रोडक्शन एफिशिएंसी को इंक्रीज करते हैं, मार्जिनल कॉस्ट और अपॉर्चुनिटी कॉस्ट को कंपेयर करते हैं, तो हम
अखिल प्लीज म्यूट कर दो अपना माइक.
Mute yourself, Akhil. Actually, it's disturbing me. So, where were we? Theory of comparative advantage. What we do here in comparative advantage, हम अपने दो प्रोडक्ट, अपनी कंट्री के दो प्रोडक्ट को कंपेयर करते हैं. अगर हम दो प्रोडक्ट में या मोर देन 2 प्रोडक्ट में अबंडेंस में है, तो हम किस प्रोडक्ट को एक्सपोर्ट करें, हम वहां पे कंपेयर करते हैं. लाइक वी टेक द एग्जांपल ऑफ व्हीट एंड राइस, तो व्हीट को एक्सपोर्ट करें कि राइस को एक्सपोर्ट करें? इस केस में हम कॉस्ट कैलकुलेट करते हैं कि किस पे कॉस्ट ज्यादा आ रही है, किस पे मिनिमम सा भी डिफरेंस होगा। तो जिसमें कॉस्ट ज्यादा आ रही है, जिसमें कम आ रही है, वी use those calculation to go for the export measures. Okay, then there was a theory of that came was factor endowment theory. Again, यहाँ पे भी हम फैक्टर्स कंपेयर करते हैं, बट नॉट द फैक्टर्स ऑफ आवर कंट्री। हम कंपेयर करते हैं दो, द कंट्री विच वी आर डीलिंग और द अदर कंट्री के प्रोडक्ट को, कि कौन सा फैक्टर ऐसा उनका है, जैसे हमारा लेबर ज्यादा यूज कर सकते हैं हम किसी चीज को चीप बनाने में। सिमिलरली चाइना के प्रोडक्ट्स चीपर हैं, तो हम कोई प्रोडक्ट को मैन्युफैक्चर करने की जगह अगर हम उनसे ले लें या असेंबल करने में उनके प्रोडक्ट्स को यूज करके सीधे मेन प्रोडक्ट बनाएं, सो हम वहां पे यूज करते हैं फैक्टर एंडाउमेंट थ्योरी का, कि factors we consider कि should we go for manufacturing or should we go for assembling and giving out the product that would be utilized by the consumer or the customers. So that is factor endowment theory. Imperfect market theory क्या कहती है? Imperfect market theory कहती है कि every market is imperfect, every market is perfect or imperfect. What do you say?
Imperfect.
A market is so बहुत से ऐसे रिसोर्सेज होते हैं जो इम्परफेक्ट होते हैं, सो वी शुड यूटिलाइज दोज इम्परफेक्ट। जैसे हमारे यहाँ कुछ इम्परफेक्ट रिसोर्सेज होंगे विच आर नॉट परफेक्ट, सो वी शुड यूटिलाइज दोज रिसोर्सेज एंड मूव टुवर्ड्स अ परफेक्ट मार्केट. Okay, utilize those resources from some other country, not from ours.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, then product life
Yes.
cycle theory. Product life cycle theory क्या कहती है? What are the stages in a product life cycle? What is product life cycle? Anyone? This is the basic thing.
मैडम मार्केटिंग टू कंजम्पशन स्टेज में जो स्टेजेस से वो बढ़ती है उसको शायद बोलते हैं मैडम.
Introduction stage, growth, maturity and decline. These are the 4 stages in a product life cycle. Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So प्रोडक्ट लाइफ साइकिल थ्योरी क्या कहती है? इट सेज कि इन प्रोडक्ट लाइफ साइकिल थ्योरी अगर कोई प्रोडक्ट ऐसा है जो कि डिक्लाइन स्टेज पे चला गया है, सो अगर हम उसको किसी दूसरी कंट्री में इंट्रोड्यूस करेंगे तो इट विल बी एट द इंट्रोडक्शन स्टेज. सो इस वजह से भी दिस इज द रीजन टू गो फॉर इंटरनेशनल. इफ एनी प्रोडक्ट is at a decline stage in our country, we should go international and introduce that product in some other market. So now again that life cycle will go on. PLC is a continuous process. It is an ongoing process. Everyone knows that. Yes or no? So why company go global? Because profit maximization. This is the basic criteria. Then diversification, obviously they have to diversify, they need to diversify. Saturated domestic market, this is a part of PLC. Saturated domestic market. Then intense competition in home market. If there is intense competition, n numbers of players are there, then it is better to go international, go global, rather than keep on changing yourself, keep on working on your products to attract the customer. Government incentives, these are also the reasons why company wish to go global. Expand market share, obviously. Exploit competitive advantage. What does this mean? What is competitive advantage? What is competitive advantage? Anyone?
Advantage is relative. to other products?
Competitive advantage. The competitive advantage covers the term competitive means competitors. So, apne competitors say, from your competitor, you just grab that advantage so that your product should be more in demand. उनके loopholes को trace out करना and deliver a product that is satisfying to the customers.
अपने अपने कस्टमर से अपने कंपटीटर से कुछ अच्छी सर्विस देना ना मैम.
Yes, to give better services from our competitors. Resource access and cost saving. Obviously, cost saving is there because I said economy of scale. Producing n numbers of product will cost less. The unit price will be less. Potential for growth. Obviously, the global market will give you potential for growth. Now, what are the goals of international business? Increase market share, procure new resources, greater operational efficiency, risk management, improve knowledge and technology, increase asset value. Any point which you think you are not able to understand? Because these are the terms जो अभी तक हम बात करते आए हैं.
मैम increase asset value.
हाँ, how? कैसे value बढ़ेगी?
Yes, ma'am. Suppose I am in India and I am going to do an international business.
Yes.
So my motive is to increase the gain of my profit, increase my profit, not increase the asset value. Ma'am. So how the asset value is the goal of international business?
What is asset? Can you tell me the meaning of assets?
Asset is a like non-portable, like asset. We can say anything that have some value, that is asset, ma'am. Like suppose I acquire a land for my business in the other country, that is asset for the country.
Non-movable property.
What is asset?
We can add movable and non-movable both. Non-movable and movable both items can come in the asset, ma'am.
So if we go global, then your asset value won't increase.
But it's not goal. My goal is not to increase the asset value. No. My question only the how this factor come in the goal of this. This is one of the factor of my business, but not that should be not a goal of my internal business, ma'am.
International business. It is a goal of international. Doing a business is what is the reason for doing a business?
Ma'am, can I say something?
Yeah.
Ma'am, I would like to pour in my suggestion into this. That increasing the asset value is the goal of not only of the international business, it is the goal of every business.
Every business, yes.
Asset is basically something that an owner owns, right? Whether it is a land or whether it is the capital.
Yes.
So basically, when we profit is like, okay, profit is our target, that whenever we start a business, we can, like, we are getting a profit is something that we are targeting to. बट उस प्रॉफिट का भी हम कैसे क्या कर लेंगे अगर हमारा बेसिक एसेट वैल्यू ही नहीं बढ़ेगा. अगर हम किसी लैंड पे बिजनेस खड़ा कर रहे हैं तो उसका वैल्यू इंक्रीज होता चला जाएगा. कल को अगर हमें उसे सेल करना पड़े तो इफ यू आर परचेजिंग दैट लैंड ऑन 10 लाख देन कल को उसको सेल करने का वैल्यू शुड बी 15 लाख, देन वी आर बेनिफिशियल. अदरवाइज अगर उसका एसेट वैल्यू डिक्रीज हो जाएगा, सपोजेडली वहाँ पे कोई भी मिस हैपनिंग हो जाती है, उसका एसेट वैल्यू डिक्रीज हो जाएगा तो उसे सेल करने का भी कोई फायदा नहीं होगा.
Don't consider asset value in terms of that each and every asset depreciate. वो सारा accounts वाला asset value का concept नहीं है. ये asset value का concept ये है कि you are owning a business in a rented place and then running the business from your owned place. Amrit?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
But yes, okay, ma'am. But still, I agree. Asset is not my goal. It is byproduct of my business. Okay, but okay, no, it will take long conversation. So, okay, ma'am, we can go forward.
Now, what are the advantage of international business? Earning valuable foreign currency. Obviously, if you deal with countries, so other countries where the value of that currency is high, so earning valuable foreign currency. Division of labor, obviously it is the advantage. Optimum utilization of available resources, it is the advantage of each and every business, optimum less input, more output. It is the basic concept of every business. Increase in the standard of living of people. Obviously, if you earn more, standard of living is changed. Benefits to consumer, n number of customer will be benefit by the international business. Encouragement to industrialization. It is also advantage. It gives encouragement to industrialization. International peace and harmony. Obviously, if two countries are trading between them, so they will work on their peace and harmony. Cultural development. Your cultural will be known to other countries also. So it is an advantage of international business. Now, what are the different disadvantages of international business? Adverse effect on economy. It gives adverse effect on economy. How come? Anyone? There was a Gulf crisis. Do you all remember what was Gulf crisis?
No, ma'am. Can you please tell?
Gulf crisis. It was who two countries were involved in Gulf crisis? Israel and Iraq. Yes, there was a war between Israel and Iraq, and US was supporting Israel. So indirectly, US was in opposition with Iraq. So, like, I'm giving the example of Gulf crisis. You can take the example of Russia-Ukraine war also. Do other countries got affected with these wars or not?
Ma'am, the countries that were dealing with the import export of these countries are affected for now. Plus the
Directly or
international relations.
indirectly?
Both the
Directly
ways.
or indirectly? Yes.
Both the ways, ma'am. Politically as well as in the terms of business also.
Business also. Yes. So, adverse effect on economy is this only of international business. If there is some international crisis, there is some international issue, then the countries dealing directly or indirectly will be affected by that. Competition with developed country. Obviously, the competition is with developed country only because they are rising high. Rivalry among nations. Two nations become rivals of each other if they are dealing in the same products. They are working as competitors. Colonization. What does colonization mean? What does colonization mean? Anyone? In normal term, what is a colony? Why so much silence is there? What does colony mean?
Group of people
Colony.
living together.
Yeah, group of people. So colonization, what is the why it is a disadvantage?
It is basically taking the control of a particular area or a group.
Yeah, particular area or a group will unite together or will be controlled by the other country.
Can we take an example of Taliban? Like Afghanistan has been accumulated with the, I mean,
Yeah, in
Afghanistan is like
political terms, you
overtaken
can
by
take the
Talibanis.
example. In political terms, you can take the example of that. Okay?
In economic terms, I think China can be a good example. China has already overtaken the economy of Sri Lanka and
Yes.
left it like
Yeah.
nothing.
In economic terms, like British Indian or the European countries had the colonial powers over India. Yes. Now, not right now. Years back. Now, exploitation. What does exploitation means? Like
resource को use
labor.
करना
Yeah, like labor of India is exploited. Why India is the hub for human resource, for manpower, for labor? Because labor is provided at less salary or wage. Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
because we are a developing country and we are still dealing with poverty. Food is the basic issue. So for that reason, कोई भी कितने में भी काम करने को रेडी हो जाता है. Legal problem, obviously there will be legal problem if we go international, we do international business. If there is any issue, publicity of undesirable fashions, this is also a disadvantage, everyone understand it. Language problem and dumping policy. कोई country कोई product ऐसा है जिसे dump कर ले रही है, ज्यादा अपने यहाँ पे dump कर ले रही है, तो उस product का price hike हो जा रहा है. So these are the disadvantage of international business. Now, what is international business environment? International integrating and interrelation of different nation. Now, what is business? Meet the need of customer with goods and service for profit. And environment, the surrounding in which we live in. The external forces are acting upon the business and business environment. That is international business environment. What factors it includes? The factors of for change of international business environment: political, economical, socio-cultural, technological, and environmental. Can you tell me what are the different factors of business environment? You must have studied in BE. How the environment is divided?
Ma'am, two types, internal or
Yeah.
external.
What does internal include?
Internal like man, machinery, labor, employees.
And in external?
Social, political, economical.
They were termed like macro, micro also, na? You all remember?
Yes,
Yes, madam. Yes. Yes.
Yes?
Yes, madam. Yes.
yes, ma'am.
Yes. So we describe the environment in terms of micro and macro. What was macro?
In a broader scale means dependent on one more than one field.
Dependent on more than?
One field, different field,
Okay.
or you interrelated with one and two fields.
Ma'am, macro means depending on a particular factor on a larger scale. Like in case of micro, we talk about a single entity or a unit, and at micro level, we talk about that particular thing on a national level or a worldwide level.
Okay. Let me share a screen for this thing only. See, is the screen visible? Is it visible?
Yes, madam.
Yes,
Visible.
ma'am.
Yes. So this
Yes,
is the
ma'am.
types of environment you have studied. The internal environment where employee, cash flow, capital assets, material and structure are there. Then comes the micro, stakeholders, competitors, supplier, intermediaries and consumer. And then the macro, political environment, social, technological, legal, all are under micro environment. What is the difference between a customer and a consumer? Anyone?
Ma'am, customer
Ma'am,
is someone who purchases the particular good, and consumer
Yeah.
is the one who purchases the good and is the last user of that particular good.
Anyone else? Anyone else who is a consumer and who is a customer?
So like ma'am, customer who purchases items and consumer who consume that purchased item.
Example?
Uh, Suppose I am a retail shop person, and I took
Yeah.
a shop food ice cream for the ice cream manufacturer, and now that ice cream I'll distribute to the different person who will take those ice cream and take it.
The, yeah, okay. The best example of customer and consumer, you could take the baby products. Either the baby go to buy the product to the shop. No. Their parents buy for them. So they are the customer and the baby is the consumer. Okay, a consumer can be a customer, but a customer can't be a consumer. Got it?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Got it, ma'am.
Okay. So these are the different environments: political and regulatory, economic, competitive, technological, social, and cultural. And this is the company where you are working in the international environment. Now, what does social and cultural environment includes? These are the factors: social class, groups, opinions, family, and sociability. Then which factors affect attitude of people? Demographic, religion, taste and preference, education, family. These factors are very much important when we go for international business, because dealing in domestic, you can have these same uh, uh, taste of customers, but when you go international, you deal in international business, the preference and taste change. So you have to look over all these factors. Now, what are the elements? Socio-cultural, the attitude and belief. Sari is not worn everywhere internationally. You can pursue a person to wear a sari, but it's not a need. Okay? The attitude and belief, the demographic factors, the religion, the language, education, family structure, social organization, and the class. The class structure also is the element of social cultural environment in international business. Now, economic environment, actually we are dealing with different economies, so it is also sum of total economic dependent on the sum of the total economic factors. Economic factors include income, employment, inflation, interest rate, consumer behavior, and distribution of wealth. So all of the economic factors have effect on economic environment. All these factors, inflation, what is inflation?
Changes करना.
What is inflation? You were not
Rise in the
audible.
price,
Please speak.
ma'am. Rise in the price level,
Rise in the
price
price of
level
Price
the
of
level.
product. In Hindi, what we call inflation?
महंगाई.
In Hindi, महंगाई. Yes. So महंगाई का क्या मतलब होता है?
Costly,
किसी भी
madam. Costly.
किसी किसी भी सामान की कीमत का बढ़ना.
जब मार्केट में कैश का फ्लो ज्यादा होगा तो महंगाई बढ़ेगी, क्योंकि जब कैश का फ्लो ज्यादा होगा, लिक्विडिटी मार्केट में ज्यादा होगी, तो डिमांड ज्यादा होगी. जब सैलरी आती है, विद इन फर्स्ट 10 days you have too much of demands.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and within the last
Yes.
10 days of the month,
When demand is low.
demand is low or no demand.
Yeah.
So when there is
And
liquidity in the market, demand is
liquidity.
more, and when the liquidity is less, the demand is less.
Yes.
So no government, there is regulations that from RBI कि लोन कम से कम देना है, because अर्निंग से ज्यादा एक्सपेंसेस कर रहे हैं लोग, but they are providing, the banks are providing more and more loans. So this is the reason for inflation. Got it? Got the
Got
point or
it, ma'am.
not?
Yes,
Got
ma'am.
the point.
So microeconomic factors and macroeconomic factors. In case of economic environment, competitors, demand, market size, supply, suppliers, and distribution chain. These are the microeconomic factors. All you must, you are all familiar with all these terms. And the macroeconomic factors: the unemployment, the inflation, the interest rate, the GDP, the exchange rate, the consumer confidence. जितना ज्यादा पैसा होगा उतना ज्यादा कंज्यूमर कॉन्फिडेंट होगा उसे कौन सा प्रोडक्ट बाय करना है. Brands, specific to some brands. Yes. So
Yes,
these are
ma'am.
the factors of economic environment. Now, what is technological environment? It includes tools, both machine and ways.
Madam, which is more important, the micro or the macro is more important factor
What do
in
you
economic
think?
environment? Madam, both are important, madam.
Both are important. Both are dependent on each other. We can't exclude anyone. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Now, what is technological environment? It includes tools, both machines and ways of like soft technology. Hard technology and soft technology both are included in technological environment. Systematic knowledge for the manufacture of the product. Technology also include entrepreneurship, experience and professional know-how. And technology is one of the factors considered by the World Economic Forum to evaluate nations' competitiveness. Obviously, the nations which are running with high technology, developed or developing ka difference. There is technological factor also to measure. Okay? Now, technological environment, everyday business mein it is necessary. Technologies are changing, innovative drive to company, customer need and expectation, demand conditions, supplier offering, competitive dynamics, substitute social forces and research organizations. These are the factors that determine the technological dynamics of a company. Political environment, as understood, different government, different rules and regulations, different policy in the countries. So that is the political impact of political business environment on business. The validity of a business depend on the ability with which it can meet the challenges arising out of the political. जितने friendly relations होंगे countries के बीच में उतना ही अच्छा international business होगा. Okay, a healthy relation will grow the business. Now, these are the some strategies that help in dealing with different cultures, like the culturally correct dinner and secret weapon people. These are the different strategies that pen and paper cultural inventory implementation teams parameter. What are the parameters of pen and paper cultural inventory? Attitudes towards competitors and willingness to accept ideas from outside the firm. Okay, आप जितना भी it's not like कि competitors से आप friendly relations नहीं रख सकते हो. The friendly relation helps to know how they are moving with the change in the technology. To the purpose of this is to predict what alliance activities might cause inter-partners conflict and identify the role of cultural difference in dispute. If there is any dispute, so it helps in identifying the trust and respect. Team building is also there, it is necessary. And then we come to globalization, the ongoing economic, social, economic, political process that extend the relationship and interdependencies among nations, their people, their firms, their organization, and their government. So, international business always supports or always facilitates globalization. Okay. So, thank you for now, dear learners. We will continue in our next class with this.
Ma'am, one thing, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yes.
right now in the international business, now we have 4 blocks. Ma'am. So can you tell me today how many have you covered in today's lecture? Because in business environment, like in this today course, business international business management, we have 4 blocks.
Yes.
One is introduction to international business. Second
Yes.
block is international trade. So I think only
Yes.
we today we cover only block 1, ma'am.
Yes, yes. Today we covered block 1. In second class, we will cover. I will try to emphasize on block 2, and
Okay.
let's see what other blocks I can cover. Because
Okay,
giving the
ma'am.
concept of international business is also needed, na, to understand the other blocks.
Agree. Ma'am, my one personal suggestion, ma'am. If you are not able to cover the remaining topic, na, so if you have good good video for those topics, please share those video
I will
link
share.
to
Okay,
us.
okay,
No?
okay. Sure,
So,
sure, sure. Okay,
thank you,
okay,
ma'am.
fine.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very nice. Good afternoon, my dear learners. I heartily welcome to all of you. I hope all of you listening. My voice is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
You are
okay.
audible.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, learners. This is MBA second semester class. MBA second semester. All of you are the learner of the MBA second.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
All of you learner of MBA second semester. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, great, great.
Yes, sir.
It means all of you in the previous semester definitely I taught you. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, dear learner. Today we are going to discuss about the information technology for the managers. What is the role of the information technology in today's era, and how this is the very much helpful for our managers. Is you all sometime think being a manager, you must have a good knowledge about the information technology. How many my learners are agree from this statement? Being a manager, you must familiar with the information technology. Anyone? आप लोगों को ऐसा लगता है कि एक अच्छे प्रबंधक के साथ साथ आपको सूचना प्रौद्योगिकी इंफॉर्मेशन टेक्नोलॉजी के विषय में आपको अच्छा नॉलेज होना चाहिए? कितने लोग
Yes, sir. I agree.
सहमत हैं और क्यों? और क्यों?
Yes, sir.
Because it helps to keep any employee updated with your day-to-day operations. Means you are always updated with the technology that is currently ongoing
Very good.
in the
Very good, Sandeep ji. I
world.
appreciate
Yeah.
because when you all interact, that will give me lots motivation. And very latest example, all of you at your home or your working place. But today, all of you are getting knowledge that will give you the new height in your career through online MBA. And today we all on the online platform, the Google Meet. This is also the very latest technological and technological example. This is the very important one example of the technology. Through that technology, you and I and all the students are on platform. This is the very latest and very good example of the information technology. Otherwise, around 18 students come from their home to the one classroom in the physical mode, and I also be there. And lot of the time and money and other things we invest, and after that we got the knowledge what we are going to gain within the 50 or 60 minutes. So information technology play the very important role, and that's why we are seeing the information technology. Today's era is the era of the information technology. That's why all the managers must familiar with the information technology concept, how the information technology play the important role in the management. This is the very important, and all the managers must be familiar with the basics of the information technology and advanced system of the information technology. This is the need and demand of the current time. You can't say, no, 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 I'm only the simple MBA and MCom and other graduate, postgraduate. No need to know about the information technology. You must know how the social media is operating, how the very big data is secured in the very small chip, how huge documents are stored in very digitally in the scan manner. Uh, Means when you will take the interest, only then you will develop such type of the skill. That's why today the one course code, the information technology for managers. This is a very important paper, and I got opportunity to teach you in previous semester also. I teach this paper to the same group student, MBA second semester, and I hope some different paper I also got opportunity to already had teach you in the previous semester, and all of you do the good. So now I am going to share the PowerPoint presentation of the information technology for manager. Learners, the title of this course, paper code, is the information system for managers. Information system for managers, MMPC008. Myself, Dr. Sapan, Asthana, academic counselor of Renal Center, Lucknow. Learners, today we are going to study in the information technology. Um, about the course outline here, I would like to inform you. Under this course, total 4 blocks. As you, many of you also familiar. First block, the information technology for managers. Second block, the information system, and block third cover the system analysis and computer languages, and block 4 cover the support system for management decisions. And block 1 cover the following units: the information technology and overview. On unit 2, computer system and smart devices. On unit 3, the computer software. And unit 4, the network technologies. Being a manager, all of you must know the general things about all. This is the need of the time. This is the requirement of the current LPG era, liberalization, privatization, and globalization era. As you all know, economy is very, very rapidly moving, and you know very well the G20 meets we are going to host in India. So you can understand what the rate business is growing and what is the speed, and how the information technology is helpful in that business. And under the block 2 in the information system, we will study the MIS and the control system, the information systems, economics, and the security. On unit 7, the transaction processing system, DSS, decision support system, and EIS. On unit 8, the integrated applications. Under the block 3, you will study the building information system, system analysis and design. On unit 11, the computer programming and languages. Many times you will think being a MBA student is we need to study the computer programming and languages, not in the very advanced form, but you must something, you know, the basic knowledge, because you are the manager, and maybe in the future you become the manager of the selling the product of the computer programming or the computer language. When we talk about the block 4, the support system for the management decision, because whenever the manager take the decision, his decision based on the various information. Under the unit 12, the database resource management, unit 13, data warehousing and the data mining, unit 14, the artificial intelligence application, the decision making, on unit 15, emerging trend in information technology. In this way, my dear learners, the 15 units in the your syllabus, the under this, and when we talk about the basic concept of the information technology, IT, as I know very well, nowadays you know less the accounting, but you know more about the information technology. I am confident, not I am the confident, you all also know very well. First, I want to know from your side, who will tell me exactly what is the information technology and how the information technology work. Anyone voluntary, please tell me about the information technology. Information technology has become a strategic necessity. It has become a vital component of successful businesses and organizations. Managers are expected to identify the opportunities to implement information system, IS, to improve the business process. Managers are also required to lead IS project in IT. This is the very important, the information technology. Two words are the very important. One is the information and second word is the technology. As you all know, the meaning of the information, various facts associated with the particular things, when we gather together and address, we call this the information. Suppose if I will ask you, you tell me the MBA program of the Indira Gandhi National Open University, then you will very systematically inform to me, means describe to me or any other person. That is the information about the MBA program of the Indira Gandhi National Open University. When we talk about the technology, technology means the application of the science. The application of the science that make the things easier and easier. The application of the science that make the things easier and easier. We use the technology. Suppose I am taking your this academic counseling class from my office. The important devices, my desktop, and this computer system, and sometime many our colleagues and myself also take the lectures through my mobile phones. This is the equipment of the technology. It means how the information, how the things are very easy going on. This is possible by the only and only technology. When we talk about the information technology, means all the information, how completely helped by the technology. This is the very important. When we talk about the uses of the information technology, as you all know, the information technology is very much useful in the current time. Without IT, we can't survive in current competitive environment. And nowadays, you all know, every organization, every firm established the IT department. Maybe the size is small or medium or the big, but IT department is the very necessary. What is the function of the IT department? Just develop the information technology systems and monitor them and repair them, etc. But when we talk about the information technology can be used in the organization, perform high speed, high volume, numeric computation, etc. And point number 2, they provide the fast, accurate, and inexpensive communication within and between organizations. You will take the example, earlier days, you all and your parents use the inland letters. Nowadays, within the second, you got the email and you send the email to your respected parents. And same happen when any learner take the admission, he got letter from the regional center or the university. But nowadays, just after confirmation of your admission, you got the email from the university, and that is stored in your inbox for future. We can say they store huge amount of the data in any easy to access at a small space and allow quick and easy access. This is also the very important utility of the information technology. Automate business processes and manually done tasks. Many things earlier is performed in the manually, but nowadays the automate and business processes means automation come in the various organization, and that is possible by and by information technology. When we talk about the analyze big volume of the data available through the internet for decision making, definitely this is possible by the information system only. Huge data you got, and how you are going to interpret, analyze, and draw the various important decision making. This is possible by the this system only. You just take the example, because many of you are familiar with the two word. One is the Excel, second is the Word, and third is the PPT, PowerPoint presentation. And others also the various things we generally use in our daily to daily life. But you will take the example, what is small Excel, but the scope, application, utility, benefits, and importance, it's very wide. Uh, if you know the Excel in the good manner, you are good in the computer. If you are know the good application, how you are going to use the Word file, that is also the important. So we can say the information technology can be used to perform high speed, high volume, numeric computation, and provide the fast, accurate, and the inexpensive communication within and between the organization, store huge amount of the data in an easy to access at a small space, and allow quick and easy access, automate business processes and manually done tasks, and analyze big volume of the data available through the internet for the decision making. More benefits of the information technology. This improve the productivity of the organization, of the firm, and reduce the cost, enhancing decision making process, enhancing customer relationship through the good CRM system that is very equipped from the information technology, and developing the new strategic applications, because all are possible only and only by the information technology. Need of the information technology, my dear learners, as you all know, without need and want, we can't go for the purchase of the information system. Without need and want, we can't go for the purchase of the information system or any technology. When you realize the need and want of your online program or MBA, only then you get enrolled in the because you know the time is so much precious. I need to pursue my MBA, and without going in the regular mode, and what is the importance from where I got this degree, that is much more importance in the future. It means first we always realize the need of the things, need of the product, need of the services. So now business paradigm has completely shifted from being seller's market to the buyer's market, and customers have become the focal point of any businesses. The business environment is no more as stable as it used to be and has become much more competitive, because nowadays every moment the business scenario is changing. What happened in the America, US, and the impact will we can realize in our India, in Lucknow also. It means what is the important? The important is the global economy. The economy is the global. It means anything happening across the globe that impact the whole world. So the nowadays the environment is the so competitive. We need to use the information technology very tactfully and the good manner. Here I will take the one example and all the things from the your digital content. The change government policy may create a pressure on an organization, but such a pressure is distributed over a long period as the government gives enough time to organization to respond to changes policies. But if there is a change in the behavior of the consumers, the organization should be able to identify the change. Moreover, they should be able to come up with the solution fast. IT helps an organization to anticipate and stay ahead of problems. As you all know, ideal learners, when the LPG era came in 1991 onward, then banking sector first take from offline to the online. Many strikes have many strikes happen in the banking sector. No, we are not going from the offline to online. As when you talk to your parents or grandfather, grandmother, they will definitely give you what the scenario came in 1991-92, when the whole the banking sector is rapidly coming from offline to the online. As you all know, today the banking sector is the CBS. What do you mean by the CBS? Core banking system. What is the concept of the core banking system? You are in Lucknow and your account is in suppose Kerala, but you can manage your account from here and especially from your mobile handset. It means completely on our server. So nowadays the banking scenario also banking also change, and all things on your digital. All things on your digital. Everything on your digital. So this is very important how the things take place and how the digital when things become very in a good manner, in right manner. Suppose in 1991 when the LPG era came, if our banking leaders not change this change from the offline to the online, then how we will come in this place where today. So the change is important. Only the change is permanent. You always remember. That's why always you all being a learner, you must welcome to the change. Learners, when we talk about the need of the IT system, why this IT system is required, it became mandatory on the part of the organization to just a minute, learners. Just a minute. Need of IT system. First, it became mandatory on the part of the organizations to make full use of IT to survive. And second, it has become more, it has become one of the standard component of an organization. As you all know, without IT, the organizations not much more worth, and the individuals are supported by the IT to fulfill their roles. The management and the business processes have become IT oriented. Organization structure and strategy are also supported by the IT. The organization can take proactive measures rather than firefighting measures. And an organization can use an IT supported strategies, a strategic system to increase their market share. And IT can help an organization negotiate better with their supplier. That's why the information system is very, very necessary. These are the information points, and further object need of the IT system, the maintaining and improving the quality of the product and processes in an organization need regular support, vigilance, and innovation. And IT has been used extensively for the productivity improvement, reducing inventory and maintaining quality, and management information system and decision support system uh, have been used to help management in decision making process. IT makes information available to the employees with the different level of the access. As a result, employees can be given more independence to make decision. The ERP strategic tool heavily uses IT to integrate business process of an organization. Just in the distance. Why the PPT is not moving? Is all of you visual? PPT is visual? Learners? PPT is visual?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, thank you. But I don't know why the slides are moving now. That's why. Now, learners, we will discuss about the definition, because when you study the very theoretical manner, you need to know about the definition of the information technology. Information is the finished product for which data is the raw material. Information has also been defined as data that have been put into meaningful and the useful context and communicated to a recipient who use it to make the decision, and the information must be received by the recipient within the required time frame, and the information must be free from error. These are the especially the meaning of the information. Suppose if I will ask to you, what do you mean by the information? Then what you will reply? अगर मैं आप लोगों से पूछूं कि एग्जैक्टली इंफॉर्मेशन क्या है, तो आप मुझे जो है क्या बताएंगे?
Sir, the accurate knowledge of anything.
Please.
It is a form of data.
Yes, yes. And
Sir, in simple words, we can say that collecting of the information, and as it is written in the definition, that from which we can take out the raw material or whatever we require from that.
Yes. If you very carefully listen my today's lecture, in my lecture I also inform you basically the information means various figures, various statements, and various facts that is associated with the particular thing called the information. Means all the facts, all the important and valuable things that must known by the others. That's why all of you study the newspaper. Newspaper, when you study, then you come to know the various information about the society, nation, and the international level. What is the newspaper? Newspaper is also the one very best and authentic source of the information. Yes. Nowadays, the
Yes,
print electronic media take the place of the print media. So, my dear learners, information is very, very much powerful. You being a student of the MBA, if you understand the importance of the information, and always in your life, you become the success. It is my very firm belief. You must know. Suppose if you got the information about any opportunity, suppose you fill the form, definitely you have the probability to got the chance. But if you got the information, but you not take that information seriously, and you left the opportunity, what happened? You not got the opportunity. Many times our system give you the information, you must submit your assignment on this date, you must apply your terminal examination on this date, but you take the very casual approach, and the last moment when that date time becomes so close or finished, and you just start working fast. What this is the you in earlier time you take the information lightly, and later on that become the general to urgent. So information is important. You must have the power to know what information is good and what information is important for you, and how much time you need to give. This is the very, very important. Advancement of the information technology, the technology plays an important role in the delivering the timely and the error-free information to its recipients. The technology includes hardware, software, databases, and the communication system. Suppose, my dear learners, I am teaching to you by this my desktop. If I will ask you what is the hardware, what you will reply? अगर मैं आपसे पूछूं हार्डवेयर क्या है तो आप क्या उत्तर देंगे?
All those components of the computer system which we can touch. These are hardware: keyboard, mouse, system.
Very good, very good. When my any learner interact, really I am feel so happy because he is attentively listening, and I promote all the learners. Sometimes you must speak and interact, and that's why I know, because currently I am seeing my PPT, and you are also seeing my PPT, advancement of the IT. When you speak, then I know you are listening carefully, you are listening attentively, and this is the important. The hardware means any component that we can touch in the or tangible, we can say that is the hardware, like mouse, camera, desktop, and keyboard, and motherboard, and etc. The hardware is a set of devices such as the processor, monitors, keyboards, and the printer that accept the data, process them, and display them. Software is a set of the programs that enable the hardware to process data. Database is also an integral part of the information information technology system, which is collection of related files, tables, relation, etc. that store data and the association among them, network connect computing resources of an organization, and facilitates sharing of the hardware and software. The organization process and the people are integral part of the information system. Nowadays, the information technology becomes so advanced. Further, when you take the initially the information system serving society, USA gave the definition way back in 1979. It has been further generalized with the wide coverage. The web definition clearly state that The information technology is an important tool which must be used properly. Information technology is the very important tool. You must use rationally and properly. As you all know, many of the students use Facebook, Twitter, and other social platform of the social media. If I will ask you how many use the how many students are use the various follow the pages of the Indira Gandhi National Open University, because from there you got the lecture, you got the information, you got the very valuable information of your career. How many of you? Anyone? No. It means, again, the above definition clearly state that the IT is an important tool which must be used properly. At one time, the 60% of people used to work in the agriculture. Nowadays, in a developed country such as US, more than 91 households have computers and internet connection. In India, this figure is about 54%. Thus, only the 540 people out of the every 1,000 have access to computer. However, India is making steady progress because of IT use in almost every field. Nowadays, this penetration of the internet is increasing. When we talk about the various types of the information technology, transaction processing system, a TPS is used primarily. I think.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please.
Sir, please ask students to switch off their mics,
Yes,
their
yes.
voices.
That's why I also come back to again. I think
Sir, there is Hamad.
Hamad Ahmed, I request to you, please mute, otherwise I will remove you. I request to the IT team. Hamad Ahmed, I request to you, please mute yourself. Please. Hamad, you are not attentive. Thank you. Because this is the many learners are studying, they are giving their precious time to for their study. So everybody must respect to the other's time. This is the very important feature of digital learning. Always you respect the time. Thank you. Types of the information system, the transaction processing system, a, a, a TPS is used primarily for the record keeping, which is required in any organization to conduct the business. The examples of the TPS are sales order entry, payroll, and shipping records, etc. TPS is used for the periodic report generation in a scheduled manner, and TPS is also used for producing the reports on the demand as well as exception reports as per the need of the organization. Again, it is not moving. Okay. Decision support system. Decision support system that is very much necessary for supporting the management decision. DCS serves the management of an organization. A decision support system has a sophisticated data analysis tool which support and assist all the aspect of the problem, specific decision making. DCS may use data from external sources such as current stock prices to enhance decision making. DCS is used when the problem is complex and the information needed to make the best decision is difficult to obtain and use. DCS decision support system is developed with the help of the decision makers. DCS helps in decision making process and does not make any decision. Definitely, we can't say this is just a minute, learners. Thank you. I regret for inconvenience caused. Is PPT visible?
No, sir.
No?
No, sir.
Okay, okay. Executive Information System, EIS. An executive information system is also called the executive support system. Senior managers of an organization use the EIS. Therefore, it must be easy to use so that the executives can use it without any assistance. EIS can do trend analysis, exception reporting, and have drill down capabilities. The results are usually presented in a graphical form uh, and the tailored to executives information needs. EIS has online analysis tool and they access a broad range of internal and external data. These are the various system that is prepared by the information technology for helping and facilitating the executives. When we talk about the MIS, that is very, very popular word. I think all of you also familiar with this word, the MIS. Management Information System. MIS provides the management routine summary of the basic operations of the organization. The basic operations are recorded by the TPS of the organization and the MIS consolidates the data on sales, production, etc. MIS provides routine information to managers and decision makers. Many from all of you, when you completed your MBA program, you will got the opportunity to work in as a MIS team, as a MIS manager. MIS means just you are going to provide the various type of the information that is required to the manager for taking the decision making. As you all know, what is the decision? Decision taking the best option from the available resources on the basis of the available fact and figures. This is the important. Suppose you are the student, you need to take the decision about your study, about your career and other aspect. First of all, you go through the available facts and facts. What are the various facts are available? Enterprises resource planning, ERP, ERP system. This is also the very important. Many organizations are using the ERP. It means how they are going to use their resources. A ERP system. ERP is a set of integrated programs capable of the managing a company's vital business operations for an entire multi-site global organization. This facilitates organizations to share and integrate data for consistent flow of the information over the organization's network and also using the internet as a organization may decide. Means this is the internal internal information system that is very much helpful for managing their routine operations. As you all know, sometime you visited to any organization, they are not working on internet, they are working on their own ERP system. Okay. And when you say the expert system, the system has the ability to make suggestions and act like an expert in a particular field. An expert system has an extensive knowledge base. Nowadays, such systems are in use of the meeting witnesses process to great extent. It is envisaged that expert system will be in high demand further in future. Definitely, such type of also the one type of the system that is increasing the importance day by day. When we talk about the business perspective of the IT, this is the very much helpful in the finance and accounting. I think all of you are familiar how this is the helpful in the finance, how this is the helpful in the accounting, IT has been used for the forecasting, revenues, determining the best sources and the uses of the funds, and the managing the cash and other financial resources. IT has also been used to analyze the investment and the perform audits. When we talk about research and marketing, IT information technology has been used to develop a new services which may not exist without IT. IT has helped management of the various organizations to determine the best location for the production and the distribution facilities. The operational data has been analyzed using IT to determine the best advertising and the sales approaches. More and more information system, IT system used in the sales and marketing. Your sales and marketing will enhance. Means sales quantity enhance, marketing output come better. When we use IT, the product services have been set using IT to get the highest total revenues. In other words, we can say the information technology has been used for product analysis and price analysis. In the manufacturing, you all know the nowadays how this is used, information technology used in the manufacturing. IT has been extensively used for the processing customer orders, controlling inventory levels, developing production schedules, and for the monitoring product quality. A whole new discipline, computer-aided design and the computer-aided manufacturing, has evolved due to application of the IT to design and manufacturing. The manufacturing is not what is used to be due to the use of the computers. The computer integrated manufacturing, CIM, dominates the manufacturing sector. Use of the robot is increasing not only in manufacturing plants, but also in other sectors such as healthcare, laboratories, defense sector, etc. Computer integrated manufacturing, completely based on the information technology. HRM and the project management, very close related. Information technology used in the human resource management and the project management. You will take the example when you entered in your organization, you put punch, biometric. That is also the one very relevant example of the information technology. When you leave your campus, you put the biometric. Means your entry, your exit, and whenever you visit outside from your campus, you give your biometric. Means all the data related to the human resource management is also tracked and monitored by the information technology. Project management, a range of the software packages are available in the market for managing projects. These software products let the management set the schedule, a milestone, facilitate communication among group members, and monitor the project progress. These products help in the document and report preparation. In the project management, also information technology plays a very, very important role. In the data analysis, the investment firms heavily use information system to analyze stock, bonds, and options to provide better service to their clients. With the internet connectivity, this application is high in demand even by the other firms dealing with the large data. Data analytics is also the very emerging field, and that is also very much backed by the information technology. The information technology and their tools are very much helpful in the data analysis. And when we talk about if I will ask you, what are the various applications of the IT, you must reply in the public relations, in market research, in the purchasing, in healthcare, and the education. And significance of the internet and its business application. You all know, no doubt, in current modern era, the internet and its business application is much more in comparatively in the earlier days. On business application and in the business application, you know the internet is being used by the various organizations for collaborating work. These organizations use the internet to send electronic mail, message, to transmit document and data. The organizations are organizing and participating in electronic conferences, virtual conferences, and online classes, meeting, purchases, and deliveries have provided to the only means for survival industry in the pandemic COVID-19 worldwide. As you all know, by the information technology, we survive. It's another popular use of the internet is to access information that others make the available in public domain. There are a special software package known as search engine, which help users locate their desired document. Large database, electronic brochures, book details, and the manual are present on the internet. Organizations advertise their product and services on the internet. We can say internet is also being used to participate in online discussion and various meetings, especially in the when we talk about the corporate sector. Earlier days, many people travel long for attending the various corporate meetings, but nowadays they are all available on the various digital platforms. And white coverage of the e-commerce is also the very good example of the information technology in the commerce and management. Wide range of the electronic commerce, electronic commerce, e-commerce decreases the cost of the creating, processing, and distributing, storing, and relieving the information. Second, electronic commerce allows the reduced inventories and the overheads, and electronic commerce reduces the time between the payment and receipt of the goods and services. Wide coverage of the electronic commerce. These are the, as you all know, familiar, the UPI, QR code, scanning, app like the Paytm, Google Pay, etc. This is the various payment mode. By using these, we can pay the payment of the any particular product and services. That is also by the help of the information technology. Role of the computer-aided design, CADS system in the business. This is very much popular in nowadays, the computer-aided decision system, and decision support system, DSS. Both are much used. And role of the computer-aided decision system in business, an information system that helps a manager in making a decision is called a computer-aided decision support system, or simply decision support system. Now I request to my learners, you must ask the question from today's online academic counseling class. That is very much helpful for all of you. Please.
Sir, can I get an example of TPS, DSS? Any live example?
Yes. Dear learner, just you take the DCS, decision support system. Whenever any organization is going to take the decision, he need many information system, MIS, from the available resource, available data and facts and figures. That is very much helpful for the top management, especially the CEO, COO, and MDs. So any information in the systematic form that is going to support your decision, because decision is the one process, and that any organizations this can be differ, but I will give you the accurate specific definition in coming my lecture. Definitely, one is the DCS, and second. Any other question?
Yes, question from my side.
Yeah.
So as we earlier discussed in the starting of the session, that how important is to accept the technological changes. I mean, that happened. That you told that in 1991, during the LPG era, there were some changes in the banking sector from offline to online. The same thing is happening right now also, as we know that blockchain and artificial intelligence are the new technologies that have been coming right now. So as a student of finance and as a student of MBA also, how should we look these changes that, so we don't know anything about them. We don't know, we don't have resources to access these things, blockchain or artificial intelligence. So as a student of MBA and finance, what should be our perspective towards these two things?
Thank you. Very relevant question you asked, Ayush Ji. Ayush Ji, in the beginning, I very general way I communicate to all of you this paper to know the basic component of the information technology. Being a manager, the here we not need to become the expert of the AI. We not need to become the expert of the blockchain technology, because that is the domain of the BTech and the MTech student. But you must familiar these things are going in the corporate era, because if the technology is emerging and invented in the engineering sector, that is definitely come in the commercial sector. Suppose if any automated vehicle come, that is invented by the mechanical engineers. But being a manager, this is the duty of our managers to sell, to market, and to retain the revenue percentage in the market. So being a learner or being a student of the MBA, you not need to become the expertise of the all the IT things, but you know very well how the AI is working, how the blockchain is working. You will take the example. Nowadays, the certificate and degrees are printed through the blockchain technology. I hope, I am confident when you will all qualify your MBA, complete your MBA, will all download your degree from the blockchain technology. Means we are going to save the lot of the printouts, and that is secured and digitalized. So yeah, I think you are understand what I want to convey to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Any other question, or we need to close, because I think my other academic counselor sir is available here in the attendees I am seeing.
Sir, I have a question, sir.
Please, Kumar Saurabh, please.
So my question is that we know that IT is related to hardware itself, means like output and input devices. Is any way that it is going to change in near future, that it is not going to be in the hardware and software and going to advanced stage?
It means, Kumar sir, we want to say, is there is any more bifurcation, classification from the hardware and to software? What I am understanding,
Yes, sir.
Kumar sir, I think definitely the broader classification will be same. What is currently in future, definitely some advancement come, and some bifurcation from the macro to micro will come, but no third bifurcation will come. Okay, the hardware and software, basically both are the broader bifurcation. And micro level, every day the advancement is going on. Definitely that will go.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, my dear learners, for patience listening and interacting. I always motivate to my learners, you ask the question more, 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, interact. When you interact, you'll other friends will learn more. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Sapan ji. Now
Pranam,
I'm
sir.
Namaskar.
Thank you. Pranam, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Uh, can you listen me? Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Uh,
Hello.
This is the subject management of machine and materials. Uh, how to manage machine, how to manage material, how when we require that machine, when we require that material. This is what we are going to study in this chapter, in this course. Uh, the topic which we are going to cover is operation management. You can say an overview of and facilities planning, operation planning and control under this. Then after that, planning work and job, value engineering, and materials management. Today we will cover most probably block one, unit two, unit three, and unit four. Uh, Operation management overview. If I'll say that in this unit, what you are going to learn. Uh, what you understand actually about the management of production or services. So first of all, we have to understand what is production. Production is mostly, I will say, it is in layman language that it is associated with the factory, uh, where it means can be produced or manufactured, like situations where goods are produced, you can say in the physical sense. And this factory has defined as, you can say, any premises in which persons are employed, you can say, for the purpose for making, you can say, altering, maybe repairing, maybe ornamenting, you can say finishing or cleaning, washing, breaking, demolishing, or adopting for sale, or any article. And however, I will say, generalizing the concept of a process in a proper sequence, that process through which goods and services are created, we can include both manufacturing and service organization here. And within the preview of this production management, you will say, uh, you will see that how we can include both manufacturing and or service organization within the preview, you can say. And thus there will you will find how to bring the people, how to bring this machine, how to bring the material to provide those type of good services, by satisfying the people wants of the people. Wants of people, if I will say in an economical term, that is where demand has been created and the supply has been given. uh, what actually operation management, I'll say, uh, operation management may be defined as a design, operation, or improvement of production system, you can say, that creates the firm's primary product and services. And if in broad concept, if I will bring that, then this production is kept in this mind. uh, you will find that it is emphasis maybe on technique used for manufacturing organization, but you always have to able to extend and apply this management technique to all type of, you can say, service organization as well. And there is a value added process that is perhaps a more general, means layman language, I will tell that operation instead of production will better include both manufacturing as well as service organization. Operation either in, you can say, manufacturing will be there, or you can say service, which are purposeful activity of an organization. And operation function is a, you can say, is the heart, main function of the organization, and all operations can be said to be value added to the some extent of point, and there and which should be useful. We If I define in proper way the process of changing input into outputs and thereby adding value of some entity, this constitute you can say that primary function of virtually every organization. uh, Let us consider how value can be added to the entity, you can say by performing an operation. If I'll say, so there are four ways we can add value. First is alter. Alter is referred to, you can say, change in the form of, you can say, a form, or you can say states of the unit input, and this may change, you can say, physical, as in manufacturer, or you can say sensual or psychological, such as feeling of comfort or satisfaction will be there after getting cured from the from an illness. Second is transport, that the entity get value added through transport, because it may have more value if located somewhere other than where it is currently. Like entity may include, you can say, people, goods, or garbage. Third is store, that is the value is enhanced if the entity is kept in a protected environment for you can say some period of time, such as potatoes in the cold storage, you can say, or food grains in the warehouse. And last is inspect, that the value of entity may be enriched through an inspection, as we can better understand its properties and can therefore make more informed decisions regarding their purchase, use, repair. We can see that value may be added to the entity through a number of different means, and it is directly change in space, you can say in time, or even just in our mental image of all, that all the process can be called operation. लेट मी अगर मैं इसको लेमैन लैंग्वेज में और ठीक से समझाना चाहूँ कि जो भी मतलब कि सपोज हम मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट को लेते हैं, तो फैक्ट्री फ्लोर पे जो भी काम होता है, मे बी एक प्रोसेस से दूसरे प्रोसेस में लेके जाने का कि एक का, और जब एक प्रोसेस से दूसरे प्रोसेस में लेके जाएंगे तो एक का जो फिनिश्ड गुड है, मे बी दूसरे का रॉ मटेरियल हो, और उसको लेके जाने का मतलब एक फ्लोर से दूसरे फ्लोर पे, फिर उसके बाद उसका अलग अलग बेस पर काम होना, फिर उसके बाद फाइनल फिनिश होके मार्केटिंग से के थ्रू जाना, तो ये सारी की सारी चीजें उसमें ऑपरेशंस में इंक्लूड हो जाती है. एंड व्हाट इज प्रोडक्ट एंड सर्विसेज, पहले ये भी समझना जरूरी है दैट द आउटपुट ऑफ एन ऑपरेशन सिस्टम मे बी इन टर्म्स ऑफ, यू कैन से एंड, इट विल गो टू द एंड प्रोडक्ट, that physical goods such as, you can say, automobile, or rendering a service such as in transportation, you can say hospital, you can say educational institution, cinema halls, beauty parlors, banks. Rendering a service may involve, you can say, physical goods or facilitating goods, such as dentist is making a set of false teeth, while rendering dental care, or skin specialist, you can say, making mending the means where proper face is not there, some scar is there, he's trying to put some element chemicals and try to hide those scars. Like these things are there, which service can be considered as a bundle of benefit, you can say. Some may be you can say tangible, or some may be intangible. Intangible, if I say it is a courteous or convenient location, it can be, and this may or may not be accompanied by facilitating goods. And based on this group, it is most possible, you can say, to segregate organization producing goods and services, or or both. Uh, you what actually it is, that a system may be defined as a purposeful collection of people, you can say, object or procedure for operation within the environment. And thus every organization can represent as a system, you can say, consisting of interacting subsystem. And that future of the system are that you can say have input and output. And the basic process of this system converts the resource input into some useful form of output. Of course, depending upon the efficiency, this conversion process we may have the undesirable output too, such as some undesirable output. If I say to the it can be scrap, it can be pollution, or or you can say wastage will be there, rejections will be there, maybe humans health, you can say, or human life. um, Using this generalized concept of production, which includes services, we can call such system as a production system. Let me tell you some means some points on input or output. Input to a system, you can say it is in the form of raw material, labor, equipment, you can say machines, facilities, energies, information and technology. And thus this machine and material which constitute the main focus, uh, the main part of the input, and the resource input required by the production system. And other inputs are operating systems, can be you can customers in the bank, patients in the hospital, commuters, you can say, the public transport system, files, papers, uh, to an office situation, or you can say programs to run in the computer center, extra. This productivity of conversion process, that what is actually it, uh, the main question of this, how we know that we are managing our system operation well. And this concern of efficiency with which we are converting the input into, you will say, output. And this conversion efficiency can be roughly gauged by the ratio of input divided by sorry, output divided by input. It will be like that, not input divided by output. It is output divided by input. And a term which is generally known as productivity of a system. And it is obvious that this productivity can be improved by maximizing the desirable, you can say, form of output from the system for a given level of resource inputs, or you can say alternatively by requiring a minimum amount of resource input, you can say. And this input of a given level of output from the system, you will get you will be having the formula that productivity equal to output divided by input. And management of productivity production system is essentially, you can say, concerned with the management for productivity. And there is alternate way of looking the concept of productivity, is to look at the amount of waste generated, you can say, or wasteful some, you can say, reducing the wasteful, I will say. And by reducing the wasteful, then what will happen? Your productivity will increase. and every system has the purpose, have certain objective and goals to achieve. Since this objective of an organization have a hierarchical structure and sub goals lead to the accomplished main goal, and which contribute to achievement of the objective and eventually the purpose or mission, you can say, of an organization. But it is important that objectives should be identified properly, and it should be structured, it should be stated. Uh, in layman language, if I'll say that the organization of the objective of this organization, you can say, maybe to produce the goods or services is required qualities and of quality, you can say, as per the schedule, with the minimum cost. Thus, this quantity, quality, and time schedules are the objectives that determine the extent of customer satisfaction. And if the organization can provide these type, you can say, these at a minimum cost, then value of goods created or service rendered enhance. You can say that is the only way to you can say remain competitive. Uh, what are these I will tell you, since various objectives which can be grouped as a performance objective and cost, you can say, this performance objective, let us start with this. Efficiency should be there, effectiveness should be there, quality should be there, lead time will be there, capacity utilization should be there. Efficiency से क्या होगा कि that you will get your productivity, and effectiveness, doing the things right, and the concern, whatever output are coming, it is correct. Quality means that it is the product or service that satisfy the customer needs, or people who demands that goods and services. And lead time will be there, that time, the conversion process means the time elapsed in the conversion process. Minimizing the ideal time, delays, waiting, and capacity utilization will be there, flexibility will be there. What is material management? Material management, problem of production, you can say, management essentially, you can say, concern with management of you can say flow of material through and out of the system here. And this makes material management a vital subject. And this since this material constitute an extremely important and costly resource of a production system, you can say, an improvement in the material productivity will lead to overall improvement in the system performance, you can say, and cost reduction. In a proper way, if I'll bring this material management, it is defined by a grouping of management functions supporting, you could say, to complete the cycle of material flow, from the purchase to internal control of work in process to the warehousing, shipping, and distribution of the finished product. Role of material management, if I'll say, in Indian context, if I'll say that it constitutes more than half of the total cost, maybe cost of the, you can say, production in most of the industries and projects, you can say. And in some industries, it is 60 to 70% of the total cost of it is due to, you can say, a requirement of that. And this makes material management biggest single area having tremendous, you can say, potential of cost reduction. A well coordinated material management program may lead to 15 to 20% of cost reduction. because सपोज एक सिंपल अगर मैं एग्जांपल लेकर के समझाने की कोशिश करता हूँ, एक टेलर अगर एक शर्ट बनाता है, तो मे बी फुल स्लीव शर्ट्स मे बी इट विल टेक 2 मीटर, बट वही अगर बल्क में अगर उसको स्टिच किया जाए शर्ट्स को, जहां पर तो उसमें क्या है कि जो वेस्टेज निकलता है वो एक शर्ट के लिए, that is also used, means the way they will cut the shirt for stitching, तो उसमें वेस्टेज जो है वो कम निकलेगा। तो उससे क्या तो उस what I am trying to say here that if that wastage will be controlled, I'm not saying कि वो that wastage होता है तो वो wastage, I'm talking about that वो कट करके वो वैसे छूट जाता है टेलर के पास, बट वो बल्क में अगर स्टिचेस होता है तो वहां पर वो उसको यूटिलाइज कर लिया जाता है। तो उससे क्या होता है कि जो कॉस्ट हम एक शर्ट सिलवाने में लगाते हैं, उससे वो जो मार्केट में हमें रेडीमेड शर्ट्स मिलते हैं वो चीप थोड़े होते हैं। And that is what here I'm trying to say. And if you say inventories are taken as an index of material management effectiveness, then there is so much you can say that can be done to cut inventories in Indian industries, if you'll find. And if inventories is viewed as usable but ideal resource, then we can also call it as necessary evil. Suppose आपका आपने सामान मंगा के रखा हुआ है मटेरियल, और वो आइडियल पड़ा हुआ है, और सपोज आपका आउटपुट तैयार है बट इट इज नॉट गोइंग इनटू द मार्केट, तो वो एक जगह पार्किंग पे पड़ा हुआ है आपके स्टोर में, तो again it is a very big problem. I will say it is very necessary evil. So our material planning should be such that we are able to ensure that adequate supply of material should be there. Adequate supply our cells should be there to meet this anticipated demand pattern or supply pattern, which with the minimum amount of capital block in inventories. The main objective of this material management is to company is to reduce the cost that occurs while buying, storing, handling, transporting, you can say, packaging materials. In addition to material management, I will tell you a few objectives that it maintains steady flow of means material management should it maintains that steady flow of material, ensuring that production does not get interrupted. Adopts this cost reduction techniques like MRP and value analysis to manage, you can say, the total cost required for proper management of material. And it provides right material in the right quantity and right time to ensure the production of high quality product. And in material management, we implement scientific inventory controls technique to reduce investment, you can say, and maintain control of a store and purchases. Then we preserve the stock so that we do not preserve that much stock, so that loss of material cost, you can say, due to deterioration, privilege, or obsolete can be kept, you can say, minimum. And improve producer consumer customer relation by producing high quality product. And here with material management, we dispose surplus materials and mechanic cutting and you can say cheap of economize. To be most effective, our desire is to maximize the materials productivity. Must aim in getting out most of you can say uh, most out of you can say every rupee invested in the material. This calls for a well coordinated and integrated approach towards the various problem area involving you can say decision making with respect to materials, and it can be seen. Uh, Let me give you an example. Uh, the inventory in the system can be lessened by reducing uncertainties in demand and supplying, by reducing the procurement, you can say lead time, by reducing excessive materials in varieties through standardization, you can say codification, uh, and variety reduction programs will be there. And thus this development of reliable source of supplies to have just in time supply will reduce inventory subsequently. I will tell you how to improve uh, important area means how to improve so that efficiency of material management will be there. There should be a value analysis, purchase price analysis should be there. Material handling should is one of the best thing. The how you can say improve the material management. Inventory control will is there. Store management is there. Waste management is there. And this managing material involves many costs. I will say which costs are there. The first is capital cost. That is cost of material procured paid by company to the supplier. And second is government taxes. Third is ordering cost involving the cost of tendering. You can say stationery, postage, inspection, bill payment. You can say uh, delivery that incurred while purchasing material. Inventory carry cost is there in that in it includes cost of storage is there, record keeping is there, wages of store staff, and payment for the insurance cover for maintaining inventory. Then package cost is there, material handling cost is there, shipping cost is there. There is a life cycle concept. I will say this concept draws analogy of from a living organism. You can say it assumes every system, I will say, has a definite life cycle. Uh, uh, you'll find that type of pattern that exist for the entire production system. And this life cycle concept enables us to understand various decisions and their interdependence in a better perspective. For example, if some of the strategic decisions like product selection or plant location is there, which are made at the early stage of system and life cycle are wrong, then these could continue to influence day-to-day operations planning and control decisions adversely, and no amount of day-to-day effectiveness will be able to undo the damage done by you can say poor decision uh, at the initial stage of life cycle. And stages or different stages of life cycle, it is associated to you can say mm, uh, with the associated key decision making to be made at every you can say stage. And some of the decisions are product selection, technology selection, locations, layout selections, uh, and once the system has achieved steadily state most on going organization, we work in a probably at the stage, then most problems of operations management are tactical, you can say, or operational in nature, and short-term planning and control, and you can say cost reduction strategies are the main force of the stage. The study, you can say, state experience minor, that is that if I'll say due to external or internal factors, maybe it can impact, and a moderate level of change can accommodate by updating or revising of the previous decision when system cannot adjust to even major revisions due to the extreme changes through liquidation or through sales or merger. Uh, a very important concept in costing has emerged in recent years. People find that life cycle costing, and it says that when you evaluate the cost implication of our decision, we should not consider the short term cost alone, but entire cost during the life cycle of the system or and equipment. Thus, the long-term cost, you can say, must be examined rather than immediate or short-term cost. Uh, Now we will go to the second unit, that is product selection and process selection. Product selection is a strategic decision consisting of, you can say, what product is to be produced in what form, what future, and what number. Whereas process selection decides about the quality and quantity of the manpower, capital requirement, and the choice of process which used for the production. And we have looked into at the operations as a process, you can say operations as a process of converting input to into the output, and thereby adding value some entity. And this concept of value addition is very important for effective management of the operation function. Although I'll say that conversion take place inside the organization, and the addition of value occurs only when it is perceived to have been done so by the customer of the product or services in the marketplace. And this concept change the orientation of an operation manager from totally inward looking in you alert to need of the customer, and what will go that we go this strategic decisions in operation management will will be there. The issue will come up again and again, and it is not the place to remind ourselves once more that it is not enough to produce a product you can or services, uh, but it has to produce so that there is an added value as perceived by the market. Although we differentiate a product from a service above, but this differentiation becomes very hazy and confusing. Let me give you one example. If we are selling a computer, we are selling a product, yes. However, instead of selling a computer, we start leasing it to our customer. What are we selling now? A product. Uh, if I'll say so far customer is concerned, he is computer exactly in the same way. If I'll say same manner. The difference is only in terms of payment and legal ownership of the state. Similarly, when the computer is sold outright, then we are selling the after sales service, and other customer service along with computer. And thus we start seeing that so far the customer is concerned, he is only buying some benefits in all the cases, and these benefits and services are the bundle of benefits, and some of which may be tangible or other intangible, or and they may be accompanied by facilitating goods and services. And if there is no accompanying facilities goods, then getting I will say, if there is no facilitating goods, let me give you an example. Suppose हेयर कट के लिए जाते हैं, इट्स अ सर्विस, बट जो इसमें क्या है कि आपके इसमें कोई फैसिलिटिंग जो गुड्स है वो अटैच नहीं हो रहा है, बट वो अगर कंप्यूटर है तो सॉफ्टवेयर का एड ऑन एड वो दैट इज फैसिलिटिंग गुड्स जो उसके साथ एक कंपनी हो रहा है. दिस इज व्हाट आई एम ट्राइंग टू टेल. And all outputs of an organization or services, you will say, and in this unit you'll find deeper selection of deeper output selection. How you will say, how the term product is thus is used in its generic sense and is meant to and what is meaning of include service. Product selection, if I'll say, it is a strategic decision of any organization, and such decisions are long-term decisions, and the organization commits itself to the product, or you can say selected for a long time to come. And what products to produce in what form, what will be the future, is very important, because many other decisions will be there. Let me give you one example here also. The technology use, the capacity of the productive system, the location of production facilities, or the organization of the production function, the planning and control system, extra, are dependent on this, and the competitiveness and profitability of the firm depends in a part on which design and quality of the product and services that it produces, and on the you'll say cost of production also. And this the design of product and service may make expensive to produce, and change in design make it possible to produce the same in less expensive way. If if I make it simple, then it's said that I will say that one design of the product or service may require large and expensive additions to capacity of some process, whereas a change in design may make it possible. Let me tell you the something about the production process. This product selection is ongoing process in any organization. In fact, any environment change is there, or new technology is developed, or new tests are formed. The product should benefit from these development. These factors put impact on the development of this product, and what is perceived to the added value today may not be perceived as for tomorrow. जैसे let me tell you that जैसे विंडो 10, विंडो 7, विंडो 8, विंडो 10, विंडो 13, अभी जिस तरह का भी डेवलपमेंट होता जाएगा, कल उसकी जरूरत नहीं थी, आज जरूरत, मतलब कि कल आज जरूरत थी, वो कल की जरूरत नहीं रहेगी. एक और एग्जांपल देता हूँ. जो जूट करते हैं, जूट करते हैं, लेते हैं हम लोग पैकेजिंग के लिए. वो पैकेजिंग के लिए प्लास्टिक ने टेक ओवर किया. अभी प्लास्टिक से अगेन गोइंग बैक टू जूट एंड पेपर. So, however, with the change in technology or customer taste or some environment, or due to some environment, the product is no more perceived to have added value, and therefore it demands reduced or increased. And the process of creating, selecting, developing you and designing of an output of an organization is there, which we have to see that from the field itself, through the market research, it can be changed through the poll, yeah, opinion poll, you can say, customer service, or from research laboratory, it can the product can be changed. Uh, what actually that output has thus generated, you can say, are screened where it their match is there with cooperative objective, you can say, policies. uh, it all is study, after study the change can be born. A detailed economic analysis should be to bring out the change. Uh, for let me tell you that for if a non-profit organization is there, then the cost benefit analysis should be there. So for changes, you have to do some homework. Then you only you can do. And with this research stage means that the priority should be there. That generation of new ideas should be there in that, in the form of innovation. And it is not it is better not to start, you can say, screening process till the reasonable opportunity should be there uh, to provide all new ideas. This is because you can say different thought. If I talk about economic analysis, the economic viability will of a new product or services will should be there, uh, which tie up most of the concept. You can say that uh, it has to be talked in the quantitative form. In simple form, in simple term, I will bring कि अगर किसी भी प्रोडक्ट का डिजाइन चेंज करना है या कुछ भी करना, उस कैसे लाना है वो, हम डायरेक्टली सप्लाई के लिए नहीं जा सकते, कोई भी फर्म सप्लाई के लिए नहीं जा सकते. तो हाउ इट कम्स, तो हम इकोनॉमिक एनालिसिस में कहते हैं. तो देयर इज डिमांड आल्सो. तो उसका डिमांड क्या है, वो डिमांड कहाँ से आएगा, किस तरह से है, और कितना उस डिमांड पर हम कितना वो लेके जाएंगे. तो उस डिमांड के बेस पर this supply will come, और supply के लिए then that changes that new product के लिए या service idea के लिए या tie up most of the concept करेंगे. इससे क्या है कि that जो I will say the measurement of the cost, you will say return or cost will be there in relative कि वो स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड लेते हुए जो इकोनॉमिक एनालिसिस in the way becomes, you can say, with the profitability analysis. And this cash flow will be generated there. So actually I was talking about the steps. And तो actually product design है क्या, वो इसको अगर प्रॉपर वे में, अगर मैं इतनी सारी चीजें जो बोला उसको समझ के अगर मैं लेके आता हूँ, तो that product design is defined, you can say, as a visual and tangible expression of an idea. And at the design stage, detailed specifications are provided so that manufacturer can produce or change which has been designed. And this means not only provide the dimensional specification, but also even specification regarding capacity, horsepower, speed, color. If it is motor, then are laid down, and the task of manufacturing is converted the design into the physical entities. There is CAD and CAM. इसका मोस्टली पूछा जाता है एग्जामिनेशन में, तो आई विल टेल यू दैट what is CAD? Computer aided design. It is a part of computer design, and its fabrication instructions can be generated by the computer aided manufacturing. Uh, this has the advantages that manufacturing equipment is not tied up for a long term during setting up time. Practically all the preparation is in programming, where detailed instructions regarding the physical task to be performed and the sequence in which these have to perform are written into the program, which can read and executed by the computer, having the, you can say, machine tool or any other manufacturing equipment under its control. This then allow you can say for a very small batch size without losing the economy. And finally, because of information regarding the design and the manufacture of product and component available in the computer file, and it is possible to use the data together, you can say, other forms of information on material tools extra for production planning and control, thus achieving, you can say, computer integrated manufacturing, CIM. Now, facility allocation. Sorry, facility location. Facility location is a decision. It is a decision strategic, long term, and non repetitive in nature. Without sound and careful locations planning in the beginning itself, the newly facility may pose continuous operation disadvantages. For the future operations, you will find location decisions are affected maybe by many factors, by internal or external to the organization operations, you can say. Internal factors include the technology used, the capacity of the financial position, and the workforce required. And external factor, it includes the economic, political, social conditions in the various, you can say, localities. Uh, Most of the fixed and some of the variables are determined by the location decision, and the efficiency and effectiveness, productivity and profitability of the facility are also affected by the location decision. The facilities locating problem, you can say, is concerned primarily with the best location. I will say optimal location, in other words, depending on the appropriate criteria of effectiveness. Uh, the location decisions are based on the host of factors, some subjective, qualitative, and intangible, you can say, with some other objectives. And if I'll talk about the traditionally that location theorists have dealt with the industrial plant, you can say factory location. However, the concept of plant location is now changed into the facility location. And since this facility could include the production or operation or service system, the term plant has been traditionally used synonyms to factory manufacturing or assembly unit. This could include fertilizer, steel, cement, rice mill plant, textile, jute, sugar mill, rubber industry, uh, refineries, I can say, thermal, uh, hydroelectric. Uh, you can say some of the I will say whenever a plant locations decision arises, it deserves careful attention. And because of the long-term consequences, any mistake in selection of proper location could prove to be costly. Poor location could be a constant resource of a higher cost, higher investment. Uh, Let me give you, simplify it for you. Uh, Suppose मुझे हॉजरी का बिजनेस स्टार्ट करना है, तो मुझे वो इंडस्ट्री लोकेशन कहाँ की चाहिए होगी, जहाँ आसपास मुझे कॉटन मिले. So you will find most of the cotton, hosiery or cotton. It is around महाराष्ट्र या तमिलनाडु में आपको मिलेगा, और ये पंजाब, जहाँ पर ये कॉटन ग्रोथ होता है. अगर क्योंकि कॉटन, फिर कॉटन को लेकर ट्रांसपोर्ट करके फिर उसको उसके बाद उसका फाइनल प्रोडक्ट लेना, वो कॉस्टली पड़ जाएगा. तो इसलिए ये फैसिलिटीज लोकेशन, दैट प्लांट लोकेशन जो है, वो बहुत जरूरी है. तो दैट इज व्हाट वी आर डिस्कसिंग हियर, दैट पुअर लोकेशन कुड बी, you can say, constant source of a higher cost, higher investment, you can say, difficult marketing and transportation. You Then after that, everything will means the cost of product will go up. uh, for even if I'll say, एक एग्जांपल है, बहुत अच्छा है, बहुत अच्छा एग्जांपल है. दैट फोन बेंगलोर में है, आई फॉरगॉट, आई फॉरगॉट अभी उसका, ये चेन शॉप्स खुल रही हैं इधर उधर. वो शॉप, फोन का कोई बताएगा नाम? नाम वो नहीं आ रहा है दिमाग में. नॉट नोकिया, नॉट सैमसंग, वो कॉस्टली है. वो पहले चाइना में बनता था, एंड वहां से वो चीपर तो था, बट वहां पर क्या है कि ड्यू टू सम पॉलिटिकल एंड अदर थिंग्स उसको उसका लोकेशन चेंज किया गया, बिकॉज वो दूसरे मार्केट के में कवर नहीं कर पा रहा था. दैट्स व्हाई इट हैज बीन ओपनड इन बैंगलोर. I'm not if I'll remember the name, I'll let you know. That is the good example. And once this facility is set up at the location, it is difficult to sign a letter and to the better locations, uh, because of the numerous economic, political, and sociological reasons are there. Economic reason कहूँ तो that total cost profit, ये सब आता है. And if I'll say about political reason, then it is the pursuance, you can say, policy of decentralization, or you can say regional or development planning, or maybe some other military invasions. So what is, you can say, from anti-social element, and sociological meant that anti-pollution, flood, these things are coming. तो लोकेशन को हम टू फेज में मोस्टली बांटते हैं. दैट इज जनरल टेरिटरी सिलेक्शन फेज, एंड द अदर इज एक्सटेंड साइट, यू कैन से कम्युनिटी साइट सिलेक्शन फेज. तो this one, we close, we will go to the next. Facility layout, material handling. Sorry, I'm drinking water actually. Yeah. Now I'm starting that community facility is there. In that this involves factor that qualify, you can say, places, worship, medical, waste disposal, ecological pollution, you can say, topography is there. What is the importance and functions that this facility layout refers to an optimum, you can say, arrangement of different facilities include machine, equipment, material. Since the layout once implemented cannot be usually changed, you can say cost of such a change of you can say the a poor layout will say result in continuous losses in terms of higher effort for material handling, more scraps will be there, and more rework will be there, poor space utilization. Hence, need to analyze the and design a sound plant layout can hardly be overemphasized. It is a crucial function that has to perform both at the time of initial design of any facility during its growth, development, and diversification. The problem of plant layout should be seen in relations to overall plant design, which includes many other functions such as product design, sales planning, selections of the production process, plant size, plant location, building diversification, etc. The layout problem occurs many development, including you can say change in product design, introduction to product. Uh, if I bring it in simple term, that it is a plan of you can say plan of you can say or you can say the act. It is the act of planning and optimum utilization of facilities. It include I'll say a man or a personal or I will it will include operate equipment, storage space, material handling equipment, and other supporting services. Uh, Overall specification of production process in terms of equipment, you can say utilization, minimization of delays, reducing manufacturing time or better maintenance, you can say overall integration of man material, again it will say minimizing the material handling cost, saving the poor space, increase the output, and reduce the inventories, better supervision and control, working convenience, better work environment, you can say minimize the waste and go for the higher productivity, avoid unnecessary capital investment. Uh, Means if I remember one of the principle of flow that lab plan arrange the work area for each operation, and or you can say a process as to have overall smooth flow through the productivity and service depending upon the focus of layout design. There could be different layouts are there. On most of the practical layout you will say uh, product and line layout and process and functional layout is there. Uh, it is the if I'll talk about the job shop layout, it is a layout for which it is for very flexible system that is processing job production you and project if, and you can say dependent on the analysis of possible population of orders and relatively complex affair. And like this, today's session is finished. And then next block, we will take up operation planning and control. If you are having any doubt, please let me know. I will means just you send through on my WhatsApp, and I will reply there. Any question? Shall I wind up? Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.